Got a girl, she's 5'3", beautiful chocolate skin indeed. Can't believe her insecurities, thinking that she's no good for me. Girl is written in the stars, you know you are the one. You know my love is true, I'll always burn for you. There's a fire you can never kill with water, you will understand. And the rainbow has no colors but the sunlight, you will understand. 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 You will understand, yeah. Pretty girls hitting on my phone, no, they never wanna leave me alone. It makes you mad. Paparazzi flashing light, you're in the mood for another fight. Ooh, girl, you hear me now, 'cause it's written in the stars, you know you are the one. You know my love is true, I'll always burn for you. There's a fire you can never kill with water, you will understand. And the rainbow has no colors but the sunlight, you will understand. 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 The fire. Understand. You will understand. There is a fire you can never kill with water. And the rainbow is just water. It's just water. You will understand. And the rainbow
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. You, the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. I'm scared of falling, but I would fall 1,000 miles for you. I'm scared of flying, but in a heartbeat I will count the clouds for you. Hallelujah, Edumare lo so wapo, mo gbẹ́kẹ̀lé o. Oh, if you ever need to smile, I can be
rather spend my life with you. Baby, me, I go stand by you.
Bina banyo, magwada lẹ́yìn mi, baby. In a sea of people, I'll be searching for you. You can rely on me, baby. I will make you cry in happiness. Will you forgive me for the happy tears? Just know I will always be right there. Oh, hallelujah. See me, hallelujah. Enumare lo so akọ, o le gbẹ́kẹ̀lé mi. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Mo ti rẹ́ni kejì tí máa bá lọ. Mo ti rẹ́ni kejì. You know I go stand by you. I go stand by you. Anything you do, I'll be right by you. Don't you know? 'Cause anybody lying, I'd rather spend my life with. Baby, me, I go stand by you.
Ṣèlérí kan, ìlérí kan fún ẹ. I promise I can be whatever you need. You need me to be.
And you be the only one I'll be calling when I need some loving. I know you got me, oh baby.
You know I go stand by you.
I go stand by you. Anything you do, I'll be right by you.
Torí náà, kò sẹ́nibọ́dì láyé.
I'd rather spend my life with. Baby, me, I go stand by you.
You know I go stand by you, stand by you. Oh yeah, you know I'll be right there.
Anything you do,
Give you my why.
I go stand by you.
If you ever need me, you know where to find me.
Anything you want to.
By you, I'll be right by you.
'Cause anybody lying.
I'd rather spend my life with you. Baby, me, I'll be right by you.
Legendary beats.
My blessing come now. Favor fall down on me. Goodness and mercy follow me every day. Everything when I touch for this life, anything when I want. She not my joy, no, she not push you. Now me get am. If they the dirty, no mind them. If bad belly come, me you buy them. My time don't come me oh. Ayo aba, let me oh. Ire oh, ayo me de oh. Every day oh, showers of blessing rain on me. She na money where you want oh. I be on fair amount oh. Time me don't come oh. Ayo aba,
I'm on mute now.
happiness no give. You got a belly berry fighting. I'm blessing calling. Oh, ayo aba, let me. I should you up wherever we go. Victory when no the finish. I need a video. Look, you know go run down. No more tension, no wala. Tori all I want lay. Oh, what's it there?
caftan like the stripe on a tum-tum. See how we got famous where we come from. What liars from teaspoons to lump sums. What a conundrum. All I did was make lines like when ABC bus comes. Now they saying tread softly with caution. You attract the wrong people when they know about your fortune. I'm worried maybe that'll be my portion. I don't need a new cut to feel level-headed. My experiences justify where I'm headed. So when they talk about the things that I do wrong, I just pat them on the back like a newborn. Cause as the rumors start to spread like a bed sheet, I'm calculating money on Excel spreadsheets. I'm too blessed to be stressed, so I'm giving out some love. Cause I'm getting it in excess, now that you can respect.
Moving over me, taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up
It's
now.
moving over me, it's taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. First day of the year, my best friend died in a car crash. Couple months before that, I survived in a car crash. Now that's the irony of your life. And she was good enough to be your wife. I only cry once a year, but that year I cried thrice. So dear friend, let me give you an advice. Keep your loved ones close, cause they won't live twice. I should have told her how I felt, but I couldn't be precise. I didn't reply her emails, even though she broke down her feelings in detail. I was busy dealing with all sorts of females. Now it's hard for me to even open up my Gmail. I wish she had the same luck as me, but that's what I couldn't give her luckily. And so I prayed that my blessings extend to the rest of my family and friends.
It's moving over
Me.
Can anyone hear me?
and I'm feeling my way up
Thank
now.
I'm feeling my way up now.
Moving over
Me.
it's taking over me, my way up now.
Hi, Majibade.
Hey, girl.
Hey, good to see
Hi.
you. You're
Good
right.
to see you.
Hi, Nchedo. Hi, everyone. Muyiwa, I see you. How you doing?
Yes, boss.
Èyí á mi, ìrètí mi, kò ní dòfo, kò ní dànù láì.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
I'm moving on, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hey,
It's moving over me, it's taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up.
I'm feeling my way up now.
Moving over me, it's taking over me,
Me.
feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. Hey. La, la, la. Yes, boss.
Remember when we all got drunk? I ended up with 2 broke thumbs. Oh my god, I felt so dumb. Lucky me. I wrote a song that no one knows. I played a show and no one showed. Oh my god, I felt so alone. Lucky me. When all is going wrong and you're scared as hell, what you gonna do? Who you gonna tell? Maybe
100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting and part.
Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me. Hi, everyone. Yes.
Hi, Shayo. We can hear you
Thank
very
you.
clearly.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi, good evening.
Welcome. Thank you all for joining. Welcome, 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 welcome. On behalf of the Electoral Committee, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to you all for joining and welcome. Welcome to the first VP chat for the CUALA 2021 elections. I'm super excited to be here. So we're here to listen, to hear from all the candidates for contesting for the VP careers, VP finance, and VP comms roles. And I'm sure we're all excited to be here. I'm sure we're all excited to hear from them. So I just like to thank you all, thank the contestants, for coming forward to serve. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to the entire community. I see that people are joining every second. So thank you all for joining. And thanks to the event team for organizing. At this point, I think I'll just hand over to the moderator so that we can get down to business immediately. So thanks, and over to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, Shayo. It's so lovely to be here. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mojibadi, and I'm the town hall moderator for today. And today is the first in the series of our KYC engagement with our candidates for some of the segments, right, and some positions. I graduated 2011 and I studied sociology. Welcome once again. Welcome everyone to our Covenant University Alumni Association 2021 KYC, which is Know Your Candidates Virtual Town Hall and Q&A session. So today is not supposed to be some test setting. Please just relax. I appreciate everyone who has joined, and thank you so much, Shayo, for the very quick and warm introduction and welcome. So welcome everyone. To all our alumni, students, and faculty who have logged on, we say thank you and welcome. We've missed you so much, and I'm excited to be here. Anytime I have the chance to be at any Covenant University event, it just feels like I'm back home again, and I'm really excited to be your moderator today. To all our other guests, we say a big and warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for attending. We hope that at the end, you do get to know each of our candidates. So today we're going to be speaking with our candidates, and we do hope that you get to know them on a semi-personal level just before you make your decisions to vote when the voting starts. Just a few housekeeping rules before we start. Because of time limits and the size of the audience on this Zoom call, because we're also live streaming on YouTube, we would like to ask that everyone please turn off your cameras to avoid distractions. Please ensure that your mics are muted. The chat, we hope that at the end, you do get to know each of our candidates. So today we're going to be speaking with our candidates, and we do hope that you get to. Okay, I just want to confirm that everyone can hear me.
Clearly.
Okay, great. All right. So please use the chat room to keep this energy going. I'm seeing that, I saw a lot of comments already in the chat room. However, the chat room is different from the Q&A room. So if you have any questions for any of the candidates at any point in time, please hold on. We'll announce when the Q&A session will be open. If you post any questions before then, it won't be attended to. However, you can keep rooting for your candidates in the chat room. So we have two functions, the chat room and the Q&A room. So ensure that you're using them appropriately. All right. So we'll open, like I said, we'll open Q&A sessions toward the end of each candidate's office segment. Any questions that come in before then will be ignored. So once the chief whip announces, please ensure you drop your questions and tag whoever you're directing the questions to. Right. Once again, I'm introducing every member of my team. My name is Mojibade, 2011 sociology, and our chief whip is Cynthia Obioha, 2010 computer science. We also have Gabriel here, 2015. We have Rotimi Okubaye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, for any technical issues, please, you can just drop a message in the chat room. That's one. Like I said earlier, it's the first in the series of our Know Your Candidates series, where we get to just meet our candidates on a relaxed level, nothing too serious, on a relaxed level, right? And please remember that if you haven't registered to vote, you can't vote. So we ask and we crave your indulgence to please complete your registration and just vote so that your vote can count, because I'm sure you have candidates you're rooting for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to hear from our different candidates, and I'll be introducing them very shortly. Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls in the chat room, drum rolls in the chat room. I want to feel the energy, guys. I'm not feeling the energy yet. Before I introduce our candidates, I'm not feeling the energy. Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls, rolling the red carpet, ladies and gentlemen. For the Office of Vice President Careers, we have Adebayo Ajayi. I want to see virtual claps in the chat room. Virtual claps, please. Virtual claps. I'm not feeling the energy. We have Adebayo Ajayi, Chemical Engineering 2013, and his manifesto is Execution of the EASE Agenda, Employability Rate Boost, Advancement in Career, Switch in Career, and Empowerment in Career. Second, for Vice President Careers, we have Anuoluwapo Adejoro, Economics 2011. Her manifesto is leveraging the collective strength of the alumni to support and enable the career development of every member. I'm not feeling the energy in this chat room. Energy, energy, energy. Next, we have for Vice President Corporate Communications, we have Nena Fakoya Smith, Sociology 2007, and her manifesto is Think CUALA, Think Eagle, Think Community. Then we also have for Vice President Corporate Communications, Femi Odushote. I'm not feeling this energy. Femi Odushote, Computer Science 2007, and his manifesto is to actively and effectively drive strong integration and collaboration with Eagles. And last but not the least in the series today, we have Vice President Finance. We have Lolade Ajayi. Lolade Ajayi is Accounting 2007, and her manifesto is Pivoting Through People, Partnerships, and Performance. And then we have Tolu Alade for Vice President Finance as well. Accounting 2014, her manifesto is Driving Us into a Brighter Future of Financial Growth, Stability, and Transparency. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a bit about our candidates for today. I want a virtual applause for all of them in the chat room. I want to feel the energy buzzing, 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 buzzing. Thank you so much. So we have 3 rounds for tonight, and our KYC event will follow the same order. Now, like I said earlier, this is not a debate, right? So we just want you to meet our candidates on a very semi-personal level, just so that you feel like you know them before you make your final decisions when you're voting. Now, the KYC is an opportunity for alumni members who are going to be making the voting decisions to know more about the candidates up for office, their plans for office. Also, just hear and then ask them questions, just probe further in case you have things that are unclear about their manifesto, or if you have any concerns generally, so you can throw up. So first, we expect a fair use of time from all candidates. Please keep to time. We will not be rude, but we'll have a timer up screen. And if you are going past your time, we'll just gently cut you off. Please keep it clean. Do not interrupt other candidates or antagonize them. Please pose any questions, concerns, or requests you have to either the town hall moderator, that is me, Mojibade, the chief whip, Cynthia, timekeeper or oversight, that is Gabriel. Now, it's a strictly timed event because we recognize that today is a work day. People have just come back from work. And and then we're in different time zones. We also recognize that. So we appreciate you once again for joining. Covenant University, I'm always rooting because I'm a proud Eagle. All right, so in today's event, each candidate will be awarded between 15 to 20 minutes total speaking and answering time where possible. Within that time, each candidate will have 5 uninterrupted minutes for them to deliver their manifesto. I think they have been pre-informed about this, right? Please, we encourage all candidates to stay on message, be straight to the point, be very, sharp, crisp, and just direct, and use all available time to sell yourself. Though we say it's not a debate, and the people are getting to know you, the people here who are unsure of the candidates they want to pick. However, this is your chance to sell yourself effortlessly and do it with grace. All right, we will notify all candidates the time they'll be awarded, and it will be displayed on the screen. And then we'll also work to minimize interruptions. We'll ask all candidates to mute their mics if they are not speaking or preparing to speak shortly, just to avoid any interruptions. The town hall team will mute a candidate if any misspeech is made and if they exceed their allotted time on their manifesto. Please remember we have 3 offices and 2 candidates each today for these 3 offices like I read out earlier. At the end of the round, we'll announce and officially close. There will be a short break before candidates for the next office begin. So today we're listening to the careers, corporate communications, and finance. On behalf of the town hall team and CUALA, I wish every candidate good luck, and I can't wait to hear from you and meet you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I hand over this beautiful meeting to the chief whip for today. Cynthia, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Mujibade. Hi, it's really exciting to see everyone. I feel the energy on the chat as well. Welcome to our candidates. You know, it's the election coming and we want to make sure that we know you before we put our digital prints on paper on the digital platform for you. So as we said, this is very relaxed. It's not a debate. So feel free to, just relax and talk to your community, your family. But we're going to start with a few questions. And before then, I need to give you a rundown on different question segments we're going to have. So we're going to look at questions on personality, on passion, on position up for election. And then, of course, we'll take the manifesto and we'll ask a few questions from the audience. So please keep your questions ready. If you have any question on the chat, we'll be monitoring. All right, so the first set we're chatting with today are the VP Careers candidates. Hi, Bayo and Anu. I'm going to ask you just to break this ice, right? It feels a bit tensed already. We're going to do a quick rapid fire set of questions. Is that okay? Could you unmute yourselves and put your video on? Let's see your beautiful and handsome faces. All right. Really exciting here. So now let's do this thing. So I'm going to ask you questions. Do not think. 1 second, you just tell me what comes to your mind first. So I'm going to give you 2 options and you just pick one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Start with you on my screen. Great. So Anu, let's go. Book of Psalms or Proverbs?
Proverbs.
Calf 1 or calf 2?
Calf 2.
Aki or Popo?
Popo.
Wedding party or wedding party?
Sorry?
King of boys or wedding party?
King of boys.
Okay, over to you, Bayo. Let's go. Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Mountain or beach?
Mountain.
Native or formal?
Formal.
Fashion or Yabasir?
Fashion.
WAEC or NECO?
WAEC.
And let's come back to you. Samsung or iPhone?
iPhone.
Swim or fly?
Fly.
Native or formal still?
Native.
Back to you, Bayo. Choir or reflections?
Choir.
CMC or EDS?
CMC.
Podcasts or textbooks?
Textbooks.
Back to you, Anu. College or high school?
High school.
Patience Ozoko or Rachel Oniga?
Patience Ozoko.
All right, so back to you, Bayo. Sounds or Proverbs?
Proverbs.
Genesis or Revelations?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Genesis or Revelations, or the book of Revelations?
Genesis.
All right. So let's wrap up with this. Thank you, and I hope you feel the fire already. Good. All right, so let's take a few questions just to assess how you handle scenarios, and it will help us get to know you. So this is not a case of tell me about yourself. No. All right, question for you. We're going to start with you, Bayo. So Bayo, it's 3 a.m. You can't sleep, and you're browsing the internet. You stumble on a series of negative posts about the office you're running and Covenant University. How would you react to it? You have 3 minutes to answer this question.
Okay. I've always learned that obstacles are the series of champions. So getting the problem statement should always be a beginning to start something. Just get to the root cause of what the issue is and put on viable solutions and see how we can turn the negativity around, basically.
Okay.
More like using a root cause analysis to solve it.
Let's go down that path a bit. So the news is that the careers team, let's say, the jobs that people were brought into or were told to interview for are fraudulent jobs. Let's actually tackle this scenario. What would you do? Give me like practical example.
Okay, so just to rephrase the question, people came to interview for a job and the jobs are fraudulent jobs.
Oh, so alumni that we organized, maybe we talked to a recruiting body and, God forbid, and then we're told that, the jobs that they apply to is actually a fraudulent job, is not a real job. And that's what the media says. Okay. How would you react to that?
Okay. Well, as usual, I'll be astonished, amazed, and the first thing is to keep calm because I know that panic never solves any problem. And also trying to manage the issue myself, those that have been interfaced with the issue itself. I mean, those that probably those that were interviewed and I've also heard that the jobs are fraudulent jobs. I will just try to keep them calm as well. Once everyone is calm, I will try to find the root cause of the issue, whether the news is actually true or false, basically. So the first thing is to keep everyone calm and get to the root cause of the issue.
And when you get to the root cause, whether it's true or false, what do you do next?
Okay. Well, if it's true and if it's actually true, the first thing to do is to apologize because if I was the one that brought the job and it means I've made mistakes and I also believe that when mistakes like that happen, the most important thing is to learn the lesson and not allow the mistakes to repeat itself. Apologize, come off plain, let everyone know that well, it's my mistake. I apologize for that, and most importantly, I would make sure that the lesson is learned and I would try to expose to the team that these are just enumerate certain things to do to ensure that that does not repeat itself again. And if the news is false, just because I've done root cause analysis, I would basically expose them to the truth that well, this is not true and it's just the fake news. But if it's actually true, apologize to the team, and most importantly, after apologies, give them viable points to ensure that that will not repeat itself again. That means I've learned from the mistake, basically.
Okay, thank you for that. I know we're coming to you, so you're going to use 3 minutes to answer this question. Okay, so how would you handle the scenario?
Oh, the same scenario. Okay, so if I wake up at 3 a.m. and I hear that news, I first of all contact other members of my team. Have they seen it as well? Where is this coming from? Which is trying to understand where the challenge has really come from. Where's the news coming from? And when I find that out, obviously, I will take some time to investigate what this problem is, what has caused people to say this. And then if I find out that it is, myself and my team come together and we find out that, okay, we own up and we say, okay, this is a mistake, I can understand that this is now in the news. So the first thing I need to do is release a press statement to address that issue, so that, because the reputation of the alumni is very important. And this has happened within my office and I need to ensure that I have doused any tension and I own up, as Bayo said, obviously, but release that statement to explain what has happened, to own up to the mistake that were made by the Alumni Association. Obviously, also apologize to the people that were involved in the fraudulent matter, investigate why that happened in the first instance. So is it our onboarding process, how we bring in these recruiters, what have we done wrong, what part of the process we make a mistake, and then obviously go back to the drawing board and ensure that never happens again through like a lessons learned session with my team to understand, this is what happened, where did we get it wrong, where did we drop the ball, and obviously having that lessons learned session documented, we know that going forward, we do not, make those mistakes anymore. So just to recap, hear the news, contact my team, understand where this is coming from. We finally realize that it's true. Release a statement, true or false. We release a statement because we need to, protect the reputation of the alumni and let people know. Own up, either we own up or we dismiss or we explain why the allegation is not true. Having done that, we come back to the drawing board and explore where we made a mistake, get our lessons learned documented, and ensure that doesn't happen again.
Okay, great, thank you. We have a few minutes left for you, but I think one question I have, I know is it seems like both of you are really passionate about this position. And I'm really curious as to what's driving you. Why are you passionate about running for this position? Because you could have easily turned it down, right? So I know you're going to be the first person to answer this question. You have 1 like 90 seconds to answer this question. What's driving you? Why are you contesting for this? Let's go.
Okay, it's two things really that is driving me. Firstly is I have personally gone on a career journey that has been full of peaks and troughs, right? And going through the journey I've gone through, I've learned and I've unlearned a lot of things that I feel like there is a lot for me to give and a lot for me to give back to the alumni. And I have been doing that already even prior to this office. I've been involved in a lot of alumni career related, because I'm quite niche on what I'm passionate about, quite involved in a lot of career related things for the alumni. So that's one of the things that's driving me. And I know that coming up onto this position of VP careers obviously gives me the platform to be able to do a lot more for the alumni. That's one. Two, people voted me in. They've seen the things I've done. They've seen the things I can deliver for the alumni, and they've asked me to run and to come and serve them. And I think that call obviously is one that I'm honored to have received, and I'm happy to also run ahead with it. Third reason is I think there's so much potential in this alumni, extreme potential, that I am willing and open to facilitate the use of this potential. There's so much gold mine to be gotten from our people and to facilitate career growth. And I'm willing and happy to do this as well. And this obviously also comes with the fact that I know when it comes to career, I know what I am saying. I have walked the walk, I have talked the talk, I've been through the journey myself, I've put in place the structures. Even in my day job, I have done career related things. So I know that I have the framework, I have the relationships, I have the vision that is required for me to definitely, run this position and do an excellent and an amazing job at the end of the day.
Thank you, Anna. Baya, do you want to say what's driving you for the?
Thank you.
90 seconds.
Okay. I've been studying a lot on mental health, and one of the things I came across was that about 400 million people are actually suffering from mental health issues, and coincidentally, 300 million out of that 400 million, that is 75% of the total people that have mental health, are actually as a result of depression. And also going down the statistics as well, 45% of those who are actually depressed, it is directly linked to career-related issues. I'm actually not surprised about that, because majority of what we do in our life is about career. You talk about money, you think about career. How do you train up your child? You think about career. Every single thing around us basically revolves around career. And if I've basically helped people succeed, I've helped people grow capacity, I've helped people increase prowess, and which is also linked to career. And I'm like, if I can do this on an external scale, why can't I come back to my alma mater and give them the same direct proportion of what I currently do? What about if we drop the depression rate, if we drop career-related issues and bring out the ease agenda and make people feel better? And lastly, I was invited by the current Vice President Kairat on a very good platform, which was Job Bootcamp, and I spoke on landing promotion. And after that meeting, about 50 or more Eagles came across to me on different social media platforms to ask one or two direct questions. I could see how hungry Eagles are basically to get better, to advance in their career. And I'm like, if I can reach out to these 50 or a little bit more than that externally, why can't I come back home, give everyone the opportunity, build a team, let's have that ease agenda, so that once everyone is balanced, once everyone is at ease in their career, it spreads to other areas of their life, alumni becomes happy, and we all do well together, basically.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bayo. Bayo, I have a question to add to that as well, and you have 90 seconds. So you talked about alumni and you talked about people being hungry. What problem are you trying to solve exactly with us? You're going to talk about your manifesto in a bit, so don't spend your time here. But I'm trying to understand, like, do you know what the current situation is? And
I have basically four major challenges. The first one is employability rate. We want to boost that. A lot of people don't have jobs. I finished from the Department of Chemical Engineering in 2013, and less than 40% of my department, that's 8 years ago, actually have a stable career. So that's a major problem, employability. A lot of people are stagnant in their career. And this is a lot of fallout from that job bootcamp organized by Ajoke, an excellent bootcamp. And I've also seen that a lot of people are stuck in their career. And sometimes it's actually about leaving that job, go for an additional program, or even there are certain things you need to do, probably the emotional intelligence, managing your bosses, and also employability rate advancement, or even switching of career. Sometimes, because we study biochemistry, you don't necessarily have to work in the biochemist industry. So these are the challenges that have been identified, and I intend to solve with a formidable team, basically.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Anu, do you want to also share, like, tell us a bit, again, this is not about your manifesto, but what problem are you trying to solve? Have you been able to quantify what this problem is and how, yeah, just the same.
Yeah, so I agree that there are challenges like general beyond the alumni, there are general career related challenges that people face. But when I think of the alumni, I think of it as it should be a place where people see as a career plug, where people can tell that the alumni has facilitated my career growth. The alumni has helped me to improve my visibility at work, and it's across the different spectrums, from entering to work to sustaining a job, to even getting promoted in a job, to even navigating different career paths. So that the entire spectrum, I see that there is an opportunity. I don't think it's a challenge. I'd say there is an opportunity for the alumni to do a bit more to help people scale up in their career. And that for me is the challenge at hand, is how can I drive so much, engagement that people would see when people are listing the top 3 platforms that give them great insights in their career. They are listing their alumni side by side, LinkedIn, for example. That for me is the vision. When you think of, places like Harvard alumni, the Princeton alumni, Cambridge alumni, those alumni associations have been able to create opportunities for their people to scale up. And for me, that's the big challenge I'm here to work with everybody to solve. I don't have the solutions to every problem, but I know that this alumni is a gold mine. There's so much within the alumni that I can get this done with people.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to both of you for keeping to time as well. So just questions about the position. So everyone's saying, I want to work with the alumni. I want to, it's a lot of, I really admire the passion that you have. But one question I want to understand is, or one question I'd like to get an answer to, and I think everybody in the audience, is how you intend to do it. Anu, you're on my screen, so let's go with you. How do you intend to do this?
So how do I intend to do this? Okay. So firstly, as you've heard me say, I don't know if the timer has started.
90 seconds.
Okay, great. So as you've heard me say, and you hear me say throughout this entire conversation, is I want to leverage on the strength of the alumni to build every member of the alumni. How am I going to do it? I have 3 delivery pillars: support, upskill, and connect. Support is, I want an alumni where people can come in and they can get immediate support for things that they need to scale up their career. And building on the existing things that my friend Ajoke has done with the alumni, like the career boot camps, the civic clinic, which I was involved in, the 2 cycles, the career roundtables. Is if I have a CV now and I need someone to help me look at it, I can think of the alumni as a plug to help me solve that problem. If I have an interview coming up, I can think of the alumni as a plug for someone to speak to. If I have, those things are the support that I want people to come to the alumni to get. So that's for the support pillar. The second pillar is upskill. Honestly, since I moved, because I've worked in Nigeria and I work abroad, I've worked in different climes. Since I moved abroad, I realized that there is a huge gap in terms of our soft skill and even hard skill knowledge, even despite graduating from university. So for me, the alumni platform is somewhere to upskill people as well. And the way I want to go about this is by partnership. Honestly, myself and the career team cannot deliver all the webinars in the world, but we will partner with existing platforms, external platforms, such that it's possible that as an alumni, you can get a discounted rate, if possible, to go and study somewhere on a different platform, to attend, an upskilling session in a different platform. That for me is how we can connect together to ensure that we upskill people. Obviously, building on the existing knowledge we have. So people within the alumni that have the knowledge are here.
Thank you, Anu. Sorry, we're not planning to be rude here, but we're just trying to keep to time. But thank you so much. Hopefully you can talk about it in your manifesto. So over to you, Bayo. How do you intend to drive your office? How do you intend to achieve success there? 90 seconds.
Okay, I would like to start with, can I start now?
Sure.
Okay, I would like to start with a German philosopher. So he once said that at least everyone should experience a defeat once in their career. But I actually think that quote is very wrong. Why should you um, experience the defeat before you know the right thing to do? We need to leverage on each other's strengths. And how do I intend doing that? I currently belong to a top talent network, which is called Nova Talent. I was actually the second Nigerian to be on that European top talent professional network. And I want to create something like that for alumni. So what exactly is that platform all about? It's a professional network so that you have everyone basically come together. We look at those that have companies alumni that have companies. We bring them on that platform so that interns can enter that company. You have they will also recruit from our alumni body. We more like have like a close-ended program so that it's a professional loop in which everyone can more like buying, more like getting and a buying session there. So it's a closed loop professional network. And actually, the funny thing is that it's actually an alumni of I think University of Spain that started that network. So it's more like having an enclosed professional network. And you can imagine if the African Harvard, which is coming out to university, have that kind of closed loop system whereby everyone can more like get in and give out in that system. That's the first one. The second where I intend achieving this is I want to start with a survey. So what do I mean by that survey? I would basically send out a survey in which we're going to get a list of people that need that actually needs job. One. The second set of people are those that need careers, those that want to switch from probably tech to management or engineering to science. For example,
Bayo, I really wish I could let you keep speaking. Like I said, you guys have a lot, and I wish we could go on and on, but we have limited time to express ourselves, so sorry to be muted there. Anu, maybe let's come back to you again. So how would you define success in this role?
Honestly, success for me in this role at the end of 2 years is that people within the alumni can say that the alumni has directly or indirectly scaled up their career. That's what success looks like to me. And that's directly is through the alumni, I have gotten either a job. Through the alumni, I have been able to learn something new that has helped me to scale up in my job. Through the alumni, I have met somebody that has taught me something. Or through the alumni, I have been connected with another member of the alumni who has referenced me somewhere else. For me, that's the greatest, measure of success. That when people are, and I'm going to say this over and over again, that when people are thinking of their career and where can I go for solutions to the problems I have in my career, they're thinking of the Covenant University Alumni Platform as a place for them to have a problem, come in and get a solution, either through a toolkit, either through a template, either through a session, either through a resource. But the alumni should definitely be one of your greatest career plugs.
Thank you, Anu. Bayo, do you want to tell us what success looks like to you?
Okay. For me, success is basically a progressive realization of a worthy goal. So what exactly will I measure the success as after the end of the 2 years? Basically, the EASE agenda, boost employability, boost career advancement, people that want to get a job switch, they've gotten that job switch. And it's not just an abstract idea. So I'm going to get a survey at latest the first 2 months in the office. That survey is going to include the number of people. I'm talking about percentage value now, statistics value. The number of people that actually want a job change. The number of people that actually want to get employed. The number of people that want to get promoted. So once I get that statistics, every 6 months, I'll be sending out a report to show the rate at which we are actually meeting our target. So in my 2 years in the office, I owe you actually 4 reports, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. So I'm going to show you numbers in which these are the numbers of people that wanted job at the beginning. These are the number of people that have gotten job at 6 months. These are people that want to that want to change job, and these are people that have actually changed job. These are people that want to get promoted, and these are people that have actually been promoted. Because promotion is not basically giving it to you because you spent so long in the office or in a position. It's given to you because you've actually added value. So you're going to have programs that will add value to alumni, and people can be happy. Don't forget, once people are excited and happy about their career, everything around them become they will always be happy. And the good part about this is that this career is agenda can bring that inclusive idea of alumni network. When people can know that alumni office is a place in which they can get elevation in their career, there's no way they would not be excited and push the alumni agenda for us. So basically, I'm talking about geometric progression in terms of the vacuum that we identify after the first 2 months of it in the office. I owe you 4 reports, basically, and you are going to see the trend in which people are actually getting fitted and getting knitted in where exactly they want to be.
Thank you, Bayo. Right on time. So for everyone listening, we have the chat open. If you have any questions for our candidates, could you please put them right in? I'm going to read, while you do that, I'm going to read their manifestos again, and I'm going to introduce them again. So one on the screen, I think currently is Bayo Adebayo Ajayi. He's running for VP Careers, Program Chemical Engineering year of graduation 2013. And his manifesto is execution of the EASE agenda, employability rate boost, advancement in career, switching career, and empowerment in career. Also, we have Anu. Anu, are you on our screen? Let's spotlight Anu, please. Tech. All right, I think I just did that. All right, so we have Anu on our screen. Anu is VP Careers, running for VP Careers Office, Economics, graduated in 2011. The manifesto in one line is leveraging the collective strength of the alumni to support and enable the career development of every member of the alumni. All right, so this is us waiting for questions now. So if anybody has any question, this is the time for you to put it in, and we are going to ask anyone. If you want to direct anyone to them, let us know, but either way, both would answer. Yeah, so we have one question there. What do you think is the biggest challenge Eagles are facing as it relates to this position? Bayo, let's go back to you.
Okay. Like I said, when you look at the globe as a whole, we are having a lot of unemployment rate. Now let's bring it to Nigeria. The employment rate is as high as 60%. So it means people actually want a good career. And when I say good career, a lot of people have jobs, but those are cyclical unemployment, or let me call it structural unemployment, meeting demands and labor. You know, when we talk about the structural unemployment, we are talking about people have jobs based on what is available and not what they actually want. I'm talking about all-round fulfillment, and people are basically like they want more from life, and that's why I believe that Vice President Careers Office is so important in alumni, because if people can be excited and happy in terms of what they do, what they earn, there is no way they will not want to give all to alumni. And don't forget, when people are better, their family is better, community is better, alumni community is better, coming out to university is better, and your work becomes better. So people actually want more. People want good career. People want stable career, and that's why I strongly believe that vice president career position, it's a position that we actually need to do a lot for the alumni. And thank God that the current vice president careers started a good work in which we are going to build on those existing pillars and ensure that we make it alumni for all. People become happy, mental rate issue decreases, and everyone is basically happy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. Anu, do you want to comment on that? I can read the question again. What do you think is the biggest challenge Eagles face as it relates to this position?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a typical Eagle, and I think when we think about Eagles are not just based in Nigeria. Eagles are Japan. Eagles are moving to other countries. Eagles are thinking of what to do with their education. You know, they are graduating. I think of Eagles in different pockets. There are different early career Eagles, mid career Eagles, you know, and even leadership Eagles. And I think that's how I'm going to look at this question. It's early career Eagles are looking for new jobs. They're looking for career clarity. What kind of, you know, career am I going to? I don't know. Someone like when I graduated, I had economics. I knew I didn't want to do anything in that path. So I'm not seeing the time on screen. Just clarifying that. Thank you. Anyway, so the Eagles in early careers, they have a different need than Eagles in mid-career, than Eagles in, you know, emerging leaders. And I think compartmentalizing that is very important. Understanding also that Eagles in different climes. Eagles in Nigeria might be experiencing problems with difficult bosses. Eagles in Canada are dealing with maybe racism, or how to deal with, you know, microaggressions. Those are the different aspects of this question that I think about that makes me understand that the problem of career of the Eagle is very multifaceted. It boils down to, how do I grow my career? How do I ensure that I am a valuable employee in my organization? How do I ensure that I'm able to design my career path for success. And I think those three things are the things that I know for a fact that I can talk to, I have experienced personally, and I can leverage on people within the alumni to also help to ensure that Eagles have the answers to those questions. So yes, employability is one, but there are different spectrums. Eagles are in Russia, they're in Australia, they have different challenges. And I think, bringing that career to the grassroots to speak to your own reality is something I want to do. Ensuring that I work with the chapters to say, what does Canada need? You probably don't need a session on CVs. You need something different. And I think understanding different sections of Eagles we have and answering their questions is really important as well.
Thank you, Anu. And maybe that will take me to the next question as well. I'm going to hold you on that. So we have a question here, and maybe I'll be a bit more lenient this time and give you 2 minutes to answer. How would you segment the alumni in terms of what each segment needs, from the oldest set to the latest?
Amazing. So how do I segment the alumni? There's early careers, graduates, early careers. These people, they just graduated from university. Honestly, they don't know what they want to do. And they need guidance, right? Some of them think they know what to do. They know what they want to do. Some of them want to go for masters. Some of them don't know if they want to work. And some of them just want to get into the labor market. That's the area. Those ones, they don't really know how to write a good CV. They've never been in the workplace before. They probably haven't done internships. They need a lot of grooming and hand-holding, right? To help them through the process. This is how to do this. This is how to do that. And that is the need for that group. They need career coaches. They need people that have gone ahead of them to speak to them. They need mentors. That's that area of career. For the middle career people here is about how do I grow within the organization I'm at? What is my current? I feel stagnated. I want a promotion. I want visibility. I need a sponsor. I need a mentor. And those are the different conversations that middle group need. I know I need to pivot my career into somewhere else. And that is their need. And that is what I'm going to work with people within the alumni, obviously, to work and see how we can help them solve those problems. They need to go on, maybe courses as well to help them understand that. Then we have the emerging leaders. How do I lead? We're going into the future of work where there'll be hybrid working. It's going to be extremely difficult for people to lead in hybrid working environments. How do I lead in this environment? How do I create the culture for my team? How do I scale up my business? Why do I scale up my team? What performance frameworks do I need? With my experience in HR and developing frameworks for organizations, multinationals, I also know how to coach people in that sense on how they can be the leaders that they want to be for their teams as well. So those are the ways that's the way I'm going to, segment the alumni. Early careers require hand-holding. The mid careers, they can do things on themselves, but they still need some mentoring. The later careers, the emerging leaders, they need coaching, they need frameworks, they need, as much as possible, plugs as well to senior leaders on how to help them with their careers.
Thank you, Anu. Bayo, can you tell us how you segment?
All right. I would handle that in a more simpler and a practical way. Having run an organization which I founded in Covenant University called Success Within International. It's an organization with the vision of raising people of outstanding success for global relevance. We have dealt with career issues for about 9 years. And irrespective of age, irrespective of the set we graduated from, there are peculiar issues that are aligned and the same without segmenting it in age brackets. Number one, the first segment is those that need their first job. Like some people have never been employed before. They need to get that first job. So I'll put that under the employability bracket. So these are people that need things like how to write a good curriculum vitae, how to have interview skills. And we actually develop an employability skills manual in my organization. And so that is for those brackets, those that actually want their first job. That's the first bracket. Second bracket is those that want promotion. I've worked in 2 multinationals within 6 years. And I've grown from a management trainee to a middle-level management position where I currently work for 16 countries, basically, in West and Central Africa area. And I'm just 31. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people stay long on a roll. And you are staying on a roll not because you are not actually doing the exact job you are doing. Because I've always said that the reason why you will not get promoted is because what you are doing is what you are being paid for. So if you want to get promoted, you need to do something else. So the second part is those I call the advancement stage. Those are people that desire a promotion. And I'm sure that a lot of people on this call would understand that when you need that promotion, it's not just doing what you're doing. There are tactics, there's emotional intelligence, there are practical things that you need to do. And the third part is career switch. And I've always been saying is that a lot of people want to switch career. A lot of people are saying because I study beauty technology, I must work as a beauty technologist. Not exactly. As a first-class chemical engineer and a distinction holder of oil and gas engineering in UK, I'm currently a project manager, and not just a project manager at that, is certified project manager, managing 16 countries from being an.
Thank you so much, Bayo. Great. So we have more questions. Keep it coming, everyone. But one question I actually have, I think for both of you as well, is Bayo, let's start with you. What do you plan to do to make, using your office, what do you plan to do to make the alumni desirable for the current Eagles to actually want to join? Do you plan to engage them? What do you plan to do to make it fun for them to join as well? So we have 90 seconds for this one.
Okay, standing on the shoulders of John F. Kennedy, he once said, "Don't ask what your country can do for you. Rather, what can you do for your country?" So I'm going to put myself in that position. What exactly can I do for the alumni community? Very simple. Like I said, what exactly is their need? In my first 2 months, once I push out that survey, so I will know what exactly each and every one wants. For those that, for example, someone can say, "I want to be promoted. I want a career switch. I want to just get that first job." So once I get that survey and I try as much as possible with a formidable team, like I said, because alumni is filled with as in bright minds, and we're also going to partner with external parties as well. And once I can meet their needs, there's no way alumni is not going to be desirable for them, because once your needs are met, there's no way you will not want to dwell in that place. And that is basically it. Once the needs are met, they will stay there. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And the first thing is get the problem statement. What exactly do you want? And meet their specific need. And once I do that, I'm sure John F. Kennedy is going to be excited about me, because I've not only done what alumni want, I've met people's needs in particular. And like I said, when we talk about career, it is so direct to mental health issues. So once they're excited about their career, they will dwell in alumni and make alumni a better place for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anu, do you want to take this in 90 seconds? Just for context, everyone, I know that we didn't get through all your questions, but this will be the last one from me to them.
Okay, so for this one, I think I agree with Bayo that definitely there's no need reiterating what he has said, that if an alumni can give something to people, they will engage. But I think there's this flip to it of not dragging, but pulling people in. And the way I'm going to do this is, firstly, we have a LinkedIn page as a CU Alumni Association that has the detail of everybody that has written Covenant University as their university. We can really use that insight to find people. I intend to roll up my sleeves and find people in this alumni, especially those people that have something to offer in terms of, maybe their experiences, their mentorship experience. Everybody has something to offer, definitely, but there are people that have gone ahead of us, bridging that gap between within the early alumni and the newer ones. I will bring people in, their names, call them, be practical. I want you to come and run a session on this topic. I've seen that you've done this. I will do that. That's one thing I'm going to do to definitely engage the alumni. Secondly, is obvious, as I've said, give value through programs, through initiatives, through career roundtables, through mentorship programs, through career boards, using the existing job boards. I would definitely also bring people in to ensure that they are engaged. Also, spotlighting alumni. I find out that most universities spotlight their alumni. Celebrating what people have done will get them involved and engaged more within the alumni. So definitely, I will spotlight people that are doing great things, and I will work with them and bring them in to ensure that this greatness is amongst everybody as well.
Amazing, thank you, Anu. At this point, we've come to the end of the Q&A for Know Your Candidates program today. And I'll be bringing up Moji to come back to the team and ask them to talk about their manifesto. Thank you, Anu and Bayo. I'm looking forward to, the run with you and wishing you all the best out there.
Thanks, Naira.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. And thank you, Anu and Bayo. I thoroughly enjoyed that session. I thoroughly did. So I'll be speaking with both of you now, and I'll be starting with Bayo since you are spotlighted already. And one thing I must also say is I'm enjoying the energy in the chat room. You guys are fantastic. Like I'm almost like, I feel like I'm in a physical room with everyone with the energy I'm feeling. Now over to you, Bayo. Can you please just run us through your manifesto in 5 minutes? And the timer is up now. Hold on, Bayo, you're still muted. Hold on a second. Okay. Please unmute Bayo and then let's go. All right, great.
Okay, my agenda is basically the ease agenda. And the first E in the ease is employability rate. I've said that throughout the course of this session. What I want to do is that, the first thing is that the more you know, the more edge you have in life. And that's why it's called knowledge. I want to equip people with the adequate knowledge and skill required to build a good career. And how do I intend doing that? Number one, under the employability sector now, what I want to do is that I want to help people with good CV. In 2018 to 2019, I personally reviewed 100 CVs myself. They get 2 weeks to that. Also, my organization, we have been doing that for a long time. So that's the first thing I want to do, help people with CV and help people with practical interview skills. Like I said, I'm not going to do it alone. Build a team, consult external partners if required. And also, apart from the CV and the cover letter, and if required by the organization you are actually applying to, also there are capacity building things. And these are things like emotional intelligence, leadership prowess, integrity, adaptability. So these are things that we are going to have workshops for, seminars for, personal programs for, to boost the employability rate of these agenda. The second one is advancement. So these are people that actually want to get promoted. We look at people in their alumni that are doing great things. For our current vice president, our current president, asset partner McKinsey. So we bring a lot of people that are doing so well in their career to have more like a seminar, a closer workshop, a professional network to advance career. The S out of the E agenda is the switch. For those that want to switch career, I have helped people switch from engineering to audit. I've helped people switch from audit to engineering. So, and it's all it might not be as difficult as you think it is. I've also switched from engineering to project management. So we're also going to help people to switch their career if they actually want. And the fourth one is what I call the empowerment. I noticed that the main issue is that a lot of people graduate from Covenant University without actually understanding that there's a bridge between what I call the gown and the town, or more like the academic industry and the work industry, basically. So we're going to catch them young. Final year programs, we're going to have, I'm talking about rich and nourishing career workshops, so that when people are graduating from Covenant University, they are fully kitted. When I was graduating from my master's program, I got 2 multinational jobs from UK, Heineken International, and I was deployed to Nigeria. So it's possible for you to graduate and have what is required. So I'm not just going to focus only on online. I'm also going to focus on the people that will also soon graduate. So I'm also going to be focusing on the finance students as well. And now, how do I intend doing that? I'm going to use the LCR model. The first one is leadership. I'll just like Bible says, the book of Habakkuk, write the vision down, make it plain that he that sees it can run with it. So every single person in alumni will know the ease agenda, so that they know that there's something for them in the alumni body. And that's the leadership. I'll make the vision plain, very clear, very simple as ease. The second one is collaboration. Collaborate with existing alumni that has what it takes to help people, as well as collaborate with external party. Like I said, I'm the pioneer member of Nova Global Talent, an European professional network. So I'm also going to partner with such organization or even more to build that. And the third one is results. Whatever is not measured cannot be monitored. So I'm going to ensure that the results are monitored on 6-month basis. And I've already told you, I promise you 4 reports in my 2 years in the office, so that we are measuring and tracking what we are doing to ensure that the needs are being met and everyone is excited. So that's my agenda, the EASE agenda, and I'm going to implement it with the LCR model. The LCR is leadership, collaboration, and results. Thank you. EASE agenda. Don't forget, we'll make it plain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bayo. Thank you so much. Okay, so I see that you still have 1 minute, 5 seconds. Is there anything you would like to buttress on from your manifesto, or you're done?
Okay, I want to talk about the professional network in which I'm also going to build with the team of the career team. And I actually want people to look forward to that. It's going to be a professional network platform, so that I'm using the agile methodology now, because I don't have the full scope now, and I believe that it's going to be a progressive elaboration. So I have the concept in which we have like a one-stop shop professional network in which people can just come into what exactly is your problem, what do you desire, and you can live smiling. And like I said, I'm going to use an agile methodology to ensure that this is brought to limelight. And organizations, I mean schools as well, will look at it and say, no, this is a top talent professional network. So yes, I think with that, I'm fine. Thank you, Mojibade.
Okay, thank you so much, Bayo. Thank you. I'm feeling and I'm loving, genuinely loving the energy in the chat room. But just to quickly announce, we are not done. We are not done at all. We still have corporate communications. We have 2 candidates, and we have finance, vice president finance. We have 2 candidates as well. So we're going to be listening to them. Thank you so much, Bayo, for that. And now we'll have Anu come up. Anu, over to you now. You have 5 minutes. Hold on a second. Okay. Spotlight, okay. Okay, great. Yes. Timer, please. And then Anu, over to you.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. Great. Thank you very much. And I've enjoyed this chat. Thanks, Bayo, as well for your insights. I'm really good to share the stage with you. My agenda, which I had already started talking about before, is based on my purpose statements, as you would live here hearing, is leverage the connective strength of the alumni to ensure and enable the support and growth of every member. This is going to be done by 3 delivery pillars: support, upskill, and connect. Support is working with you in the alumni to provide the immediate support you need. Now, in my own capacity as a human being, I have helped individuals, friends, platforms to do this. I'm always on calls talking about career capacity calls, career clarity calls, reviewing CVs. I was involved in the 2 cycles of the CV clinic. I've been involved in the career boot camp at the alumni. But this is not about me, honestly. I want to leverage on the collective strength of the alumni. I personally cannot be the greatest resource person this alumni has. There are so many gold mines in this alumni that I will go to and get their expertise to be in my team. And I want people that can say, okay, I'm dedicating 2 hours of my month to the alumni and giving them that time to say, okay, 30 minutes call, you can call Bayo, you can call Anu, you can call anybody within this platform to speak to you for this immediate support. Second is upskill. Here is where I believe I have worked with, some major platforms within the UK, outside of Nigeria as well. I'm a major contributor on Career Masterclass, which is a really big platform in the UK. I can work with these different platforms to say, can I have something for alumni members? Can they come to your platform and upskill on this topic? I will come within the alumni, look for someone who just changed careers to digital. Can you come and talk about digital, change of career? Those kind of things are the opportunities I will create for people in-house and external partnerships for members across every stage to ensure that they are upskilled within the alumni. I would also develop toolkits, self-help. So you come to the alumni, you'll be able to see how to have a difficult conversation. You will see a cheat sheet for you to do that. I have worked in HR for the most of my career. I can do this in my sleep. I can develop these things from my sleep, and I would do that for the alumni. The final one is connect. I will ensure that a platform, I was reading through the alumni for Cambridge, for Oxford, they have something called the Career Connect. Career Connect is where basically I am looking for X. I find someone that has X in the alumni. I can connect with that person by myself, so that the alumni has facilitated that connection. So a platform, I don't know what's on ground yet, but I know it is doable, where we have a platform where people can come in, have a need, and they can also go out with the response or the result they need to meet their need. So co-creating that greatness is something that I also want to do with the alumni. So support, upskill, and connect. Now, this will be based on 3 building blocks. First is participation. Engagement is key to my success. I will ensure, this is why I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and go to people, beg them to come back into the alumni. I'm willing to have those conversations. I'm willing to start tomorrow and get people to come and talk at the alumni, come and be involved in the alumni activities. The second one for me is pragmatism. Honestly, it's okay to have vision statements. It's okay to have motivational speeches here and there. It's okay to have quotes, but what works? What works exactly? What are the practical things that work? I started my career in PwC Nigeria. I've missed a promotion. I've been, I've traveled abroad. I've experienced rejection. Like my brother here, I didn't have a very linear career path. I have gone through the peaks and troughs of careers. But here I am today, a global HR consultant in one of the top oil and gas firms in the world. I did not get here in the UK. I did not get here by joke. I know the practical. I have been there. I know what a sponsor is, what a mentor is. And that is what I want to give. Anything you get from my dispensation, if I win, will be practical things that work. No fluff, no motivation. The final thing for me would be partnerships. Partnerships is very important. External partnerships, their alumni is doing great things. Partner with them, get them, call them, have those conversations, bring them in and ensure that they help us to build these alumni. So for recap, 3 delivery pillars: support, upskill, connect, based on partnership, participation, and pragmatism. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anu. Do you have any final words in 20 seconds?
Yes, I think one thing that we also miss is that this office also handles the HR for the hub, handles things like recruitment processes, structures. I have done it. I can do it from my sleep. Literally, this is something that I do for a daily basis. So please, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anu. Ladies and gentlemen, Covenant University alumni members present, we have heard from Anu Adejoro and Bayo Ajayi. They are both contesting for the office of Vice President Careers. So I think that we've gotten to know them a bit more personally, and you can make your decisions. But before you are able to make your decisions, please remember to complete your voters registration so that we're not just here attending these sessions, but you can exercise your voting rights. Thank you so much. Can we please just encourage both of them in the chat room? Thank you. I'm loving the energy. Great. Can we just encourage both of them in the chat room? Before we officially go to the Vice President Communications, we have 2 of them as well. We'll go on a very short break. The link to register actually is in the chat room now, so you can just copy and quickly register now. We'll go on a quick break for 2 minutes, and we will be right back as we move on to the Vice President Corporate Communications. Thank you so much, Anu and Bayo. We enjoyed speaking with both of you. And you can keep rooting for your candidates in the comment section. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. We enjoyed your sessions, both of you. We'll have our Vice President Corporate Communications come up very shortly. All right, we'll go on a quick 2 minutes break, but do not go anywhere. We're just getting started. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying with us. We hope you're having a good time.
She's the dream of every man. She's looking like a million. I'm her super fan. She turns my world. I'm in wonderland. She makes me feel so good. She's incredible. She's gonna hold you down, down, down. She's gonna be around, round, round. Even when you're down, down, down. She's gonna hold you down. She's a goddess from another world. I'm loving her perfection, oh my baby girl. She drives me wild, I know you can tell. She makes me feel so good. She's incredible. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, she's gonna hold you down, down, down. She's gonna be around, round, round. Even when you're down, down, down. She's gonna hold you down, 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 hold you down. Oh, she's gonna hold you down, down, down. She's gonna be around, round, round.
Thank you very much. And welcome back from the commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mojibari. In case you are just joining, we have just listened to the Vice President career, our 2 candidates, that is Anu Adejoro and Adebayo Ajayi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Eagles, will be moving on very quickly because of time to Vice President Corporate Communications. Like I stated earlier, we have 2 candidates for this category, and I'll just introduce them very quickly. And as usual, you know now, Eagles and energy. Please just root for your candidates in the comment section. I'm loving the energy. So we have Femi Odushote, Computer Science 2007, for Vice President Corporate Communications. His manifesto: to actively and effectively drive strong integration and collaboration with Eagles. That is Femi Odushote. A round of applause for him in the comment section. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we also have Tolu Alade, Accounting 2014 for, oh, I beg your pardon, Nena Fakoya Smith for Vice President Corporate Communications, Sociology 2007. Her manifesto is Think CUALA, Think Eagle, Think Community. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be handing over to the Chief Whip, who will be speaking to our candidates. And please let's remember the ground rules. Allow and let's respect each other when we're speaking. Once you exceed your time, we'll just respectfully mute you just so we can keep to time, because we understand it's a work day and then we have to wrap up quickly. I present to you our candidates for Vice President Corporate Communications. Please let's encourage them in the chat room and let's keep it buzzing. Thank you so much. And now, Cynthia, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Good to be back here. Hi, Nina, and hi, Femi. I'm looking forward to the chat today. As we say, please, you know, I know it felt really heated on the first time. That's because people are passionate. It's okay if your delivery is also slower. We're okay with that. But just know that it's just questions to know about you and what you plan to do in office. All right, so just to get us, you know, there and ready in the mood, we're going to do a quick rapid fire question session. Is that okay? All right, so we have Nene or Nena. Nena, which one do you prefer? Because I can see, I'm looking at the comments and I'm seeing Nene.
Anyone you want to pick one.
Okay, great. So I will use either. And then we have Femi. Hi, Femi, where are you? I don't see you on my screen. Oh, great. Hi. Say something. You're mute. I'm just trying to get you to talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. All right, so
good evening, everyone.
Good evening, morning, night, wherever you are, afternoon. All right, cool, let's do this. So Femi, I'm going to start with you with a quick fire questions. Is that okay? So all you need to do is tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. For every word I say, tell me what comes to your mind. Is that okay? I'm not going to give you a this or that. This is, I say a word, you tell me something that comes to mind. All right, let's go. Color. The first word that comes to your mind. When I say a word, you tell me the first word that comes to your mind. Color.
Okay, blue.
Country.
Nigeria.
City.
Sorry?
City.
Lagos.
Outfit.
Native.
Food.
Fried rice.
All right, over to you, Nene. Let's go. So you tell me the first word that comes to mind for every word I say. Writing material, for everything I say. Writing material.
Afrocentric book.
School.
Common University.
Movie.
Eat, pray, love.
Food.
Gadget.
My
mobile phone.
Okay, great. I think we're good to go, just in the spirit of the time that we have tonight, just so everyone can wrap up. And I want to give you enough time to speak. So we're going to get straight into the business of the day. All right, thank you everyone again for staying with us. All right, so question for you. Let's go, question for you. Let's do a split screen IT, just so I can see the two candidates at once. Is that okay? IT, could you help us? Okay. Awesome, thank you so much for that. All right, so question for you, Nene, I'll start with you. So you see yourself, you have to be in the desert, right, for 5 days. What are the 3 things you'll take with you? And why? You have 90 seconds for that.
First, I'll take my phone, and reason just to communicate in case I need help. Then take water, so I can at least, even if I get my water finishes, I can manage the salt water from the ocean just to save myself. And what else would I take? I'll take my spirit of strength with me to help me stay strong till I get rescued.
Okay. So let's play a scenario here. So you're there and there is no connectivity with your phone. What are you going to do?
Oh, I will have to think of a way to escape. I'll look for something to save me around there. I think one thing about life is that when you find yourself in a situation, you will look for something to save you. If it means me looking for a trunk or tree to help me swim over, I will find it. I will look for a solution, even if I can't get a connection.
Okay. And the third thing is interesting that the third item you chose to take, some not physical items. Why is that?
Because in life, sometimes it's not the physical that saves you, it's the mental, the physical, and of course your strength. So for me, that's very important. It's what will keep me strong and also give me the opportunity to say, okay, fine, I have to find a solution. If I don't have that inner strength, then what am I doing there?
Okay, that's fair. Thank you so much. You have one more thing to say in your 5 seconds?
No, nothing else. I'm fine.
Okay, all right, Femi, let's go. In the desert, 5 days, 3 items, 90 seconds.
Okay, I will definitely take water. Of course, I will take my mobile phone because I will need to communicate. And then I think I will have a blanket just to keep myself from cold.
Okay, all right, so if you run out of the water, what would you do?
I will look for a source of water in the forest, definitely.
Is a desert?
Sorry?
It's a desert. It's going to be difficult to find water.
Well, my Bible tells me that I will make water available for me in the desert.
Okay. All right. Go on. I'm listening.
Okay, so I'll definitely find water. Then for my mobile phone, I will need to be able to communicate with the outside world. And, of course, my blankets, when it's cold at night, I need to cover myself up.
Okay. All right. So let's take another question. Again, this is just a case of reputation, right? So we'll start with you, Femi. We have heard, we did something in the previous session and we asked you hear news about CU out there, like how would you handle it? Again, your office is corporate comms. So Femi, what would you do when you have 90 seconds for that?
Okay, I think, thank you. For that scenario, the first thing I would do is to get the source of that news, one. The second is to understand what the content of that news is, two. And doing that is to be able to ascertain the veracity of that particular news. Now, if I'm able to ascertain that it's a valid news, then what we need to do is to get back to base and find out what led to that particular situation. And if we're able to analyze it and come to certain conclusion after identifying what may have been responsible for that, we want to find out who are the actors who are responsible for that, either by negligence or by not doing their due diligence. And if a member of the alumni executive happen to be culpable, of course, the person will have to be held responsible. But I think another thing that is also important is we want to assess the impact of what has actually happened. If it has caused some persons maybe damages or some form of bad experience, I think we owe them an apology. And then we also want to give an assurance that we'll go back and do our own homework to ensure that such a thing does not repeat itself again. But definitely, we'll have to apologize to people if they have been affected.
Thank you. So, and then how would you handle that?
First and foremost, I will check and see if it's true. That means do my research to confirm if it actually happened or it didn't happen. If it is not true, we'll just try to resolve it and find out how to not make whoever started whatever that thing was is like brought to books, talked to, and of course asked to like at least apologize to people. If it is true that whatever happened then of course we have to apologize to whoever it happened to and try in our possible way to ensure that it doesn't happen again by putting things in place and checks and balances to ensure that if it happens again, this is what will happen to you. And of course, whoever caused it is going to be remembered.
Okay. So you still have 49 seconds for that. What else would you do?
I'll just make sure that whatever we have the rules and regulations put down based on that situation, so it doesn't happen again. Because sometimes when things like this happen, it happens because we have not put the rules and regulations down. So we ensure that these rules and regulations are put down so that tomorrow, if anything like that happens again, we know what to do. If it was true, if it wasn't true, we know what not to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So Nana, let's go to you for this next question as well. There's one common question people ask, which is what keeps you up at night? Can you tell us in 90 seconds what keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night?
Yeah, 90 seconds.
What keeps me up at night? What keeps me up at night is trying to ensure that whatever I'm doing in this life, I'm going to leave like a legacy, a good legacy. And for me, it's ensuring that I am building the right path for myself and also inspiring people around me, because the truth is that you have people that are watching you. And while they're watching, you want to ensure that whatever you're doing is right. So what keeps me at night is just trying to ensure that whatever I'm doing, I am going to leave a legacy that can be carried along by my children and by those people who actually watch me and who are inspired by me. So yes, I do have my sleepless nights and I think of those kind of things. And I try to see how, when I wake up in the morning, I am actually doing what I want to do to leave the legacy that I'm looking forward to.
And how are you trying to get to those things every day?
So I do my coaching programs. I have a coaching program I do. I'm a mentor to some people. And then my business, I try to help other businesses to help them create visibility for whatever they're doing. So for me, it's just adding value to all these people's lives who are mentoring, coaching, and of course, helping to build their businesses.
Okay. Let's go over to you, Femi. What keeps you up at night? 90 seconds. I think you're on mute.
All right, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think what keeps me up at night is the continued desire to always pursue assignments and tasks that lie ahead of me. If I have things set out to achieve or goals set out to achieve, either on the medium term or long term, or even on the short term basis, always passionate to ensure that I get all of that accomplished. So all of these goals can vary based on different aspects of my life. Of course, I work in Covenant University. I have my official assignment, which basically involves teaching, research, and community development. And that entails quite a number of things, that are enough to fill your day that you're unable to even accomplish on a day. But the desire to not want to be seen as an irresponsible personality, okay, someone who assignment has been given to, or that has a task ahead of him to achieve, that has an agenda set ahead of him to achieve, the desire to always want to complete whatever is set ahead of me, it keeps me awake at night.
Okay. And what do you do every day to get to that thing that keeps you up at night? How do you work
I didn't get that.
How do you work towards that thing that keeps you up at night every day?
Okay, if I get you right, of course, daily I set my daily agenda, okay, and timeline are set to each of those agenda, each of those goals or activities for the day. Even though, like I said earlier, my days are always filled up by virtue of the environment where I'm in. So primarily, aside from the fact that I lecture and research, there are other secondary assignments that comes from my employers, and you just have to fit everything into one day, because the environment I'm in also comes with a lot of stiff timelines where you're given an assignment and you're asked to complete that.
Thank you, Femi. I would love to go on, but maybe you have some time to share more on that. Femi, question for you. Why are you running for this position? You said you work in Covenant University, for example, and You have 90
Okay.
seconds. Mhm.
All right. Can I say why am I running for this position? Okay. What I want to say, it's not really about why I'm running. It's more of being nominated because person feels that I've done so much on the alumni the last 12 years, even without particularly occupying an executive position at the central alumni level. Okay, by virtue of my position in Covenant University, being an employee, I've had an opportunity to literally serve the alumni on every front from the Kenaland chapter, the Hope Foundation, a lot of things that, of course, I will talk about by the time I'm talking about my manifesto. Of course, at a personal level, a number of the things that alumni now does as service provision, maybe helping persons to process their transcripts, process their certificates, letter of recommendations, and all of that. These are things I've done in the last 12 years. And if I may just cite an example, I was just going through my email and I found out that in the last 12 years, I've helped persons to write over 250 plus recommendation or letter of reference that are secured, higher education admission and even scholarships for persons in Ivy League universities. I've helped persons to process transcript, and I just feel that nominated me to this, and I accepted that responsibility to carry on with all of this service to the alumni at the central level.
Thank you, Femi. Sorry again, not planning not to be rude here, but we do have a lot to cover, so I'm going to be muting people. So Nana, can you answer the same questions as well? You have 90 seconds for that.
Okay, I'm running for 3 reasons. The first one was that the first person that nominated me said, Nena, you can do this. I see the work you do in your space, but communicating with people, helping them with visibility. So I believe you can actually do this. So come, let me nominate you. So that's it. The second thing is that for me, I see it as a way of giving back by contributing my communication skills to the association. Then number 3, to improve communication between CUALA, CU, Eagles, and Common University. I've noticed there's a bit of gap when it comes to communication, and I want to bring in my communication skills to help solve that problem.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nene. All right, so I still have another question for us, and the question is this: we've seen a lot of people, chatting in the comment section. These are people that we do know, the alumni of Covenant University, and they're really excited to, get voting. My question would be: how do you plan to use your office to engage the community? Nene, over to you. 90 seconds.
Well, one of the ways I'm going to do that is through community building. We're going to leverage online community to ensure that people are working together as one, and also trying to ensure that we come together as one, like online, offline, to create at least synergy among ourselves. Another way is also want to bring visibility for our alumni, because we are doing very well and people outside our space need to see what we're doing. So I plan to ensure that I work with organizations and media presses just to give us that limelight and that visibility that we're looking for. Then thirdly, I'm looking at also ensuring that we are doing events that will bring people together and also create spotlight for alumni who are doing things. And that way we're creating that community that we're looking for, because I'm all about building the community when it comes to communication. It's not just talking, it's also coming together as one. So those are the ways I'm going to do that.
Thank you. All right, so we have another set of questions for you, and at some point we'll start curating questions from the audience. So if you have anyone, please post it in there, and we're going to, on the Q&A, and we're going to read them out. So we have one question here, which is, how would you measure success for your position? Nene, 90 seconds.
The way I'll do that is, first and foremost, I'm going to ensure that the platforms that we're going to use to create communication, that we're keeping updates about it. And of course, we're going to have data to collate the communication we're going to do in the space of time we're going to be working together. Then, of course, another way I plan to ensure that's happening is that we're going to ensure that CUALA, our association, is being recognized as one of the top university associations in Nigeria and Africa. And with that, of course, it has to be through records. So that are the 2 ways I believe that we're able to make that happen and create performance.
Is there something else you will do as well?
Well, those are the 2 that I am going to focus on. So those are the 2 for now.
Okay, to measure success, great. All right, so Femi, can you take that question in 90 seconds? And we do have a few more questions here. Please, if you have any question in the audience, start posting the Q&A for us.
Okay, I think for me, with all sense of acknowledgement to the current ESCOs, I think they've really done pretty well and they deserve all the accolades. But what I observe is, despite the fact that the current executive have done so well, it appears to me that the number of Eagles are still not reachable one way or the other. Yes, we have all the platforms there, the social media platforms and all of that. But I find it amazing when you see an Eagle coming to ask a question that has been answered, information has been provided on the website. So how I intend to contribute to that is what I've captioned as accessibility and reach. I'm thinking if we can mix or reach the Eagles wherever they are in the world. I believe everybody has a mobile phone, and thank God we have an alumni that is now data-driven. Our database is robust. Maybe we'll explore the option of either once in a month, we just send SMS to our members, and then we'll drop the link of the website there, just to remind them that virtually everything you need in the alumni is available on the website. Another thing is collaboration and synergies. You can tell a lot of Eagles are doing so many things, wonderful things in the media space, in Nollywood and all of that. But many of them do not seem to want to care about what is happening in the alumni. I think we need to drive a lot of collaborations and synergies, and that's one thing I'm going to give priority. And of course, excellent service delivery. People change their orientation about the alumni when they get excellent service.
Thank you. Femi. All right. So one question for both of you. So I think you've talked about the alumni, you've talked about the outgoing office. I saw you, Femi, giving credits and then nodding. Femi, question for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Nana, you already answered the previous question, just to be sure, right? Great. So question for you. What would you do better than the outgoing office? That's for VP Corporate Comms.
Okay. Well, let me again acknowledge Somi. He has done very well.
Nice.
But I think we, just like I was saying, we need to reach the Eagles where they are. And it's a conversation I've actually had with the current VP Communication. We are doing so much, and it's highly commendable, but we need to get to the Eagles where they are. We need to reach them where they are. Another thing we need to do is to drive active collaboration without prejudice to, yes, we all have our alma mater, which is built on a particular core value. But we want to be able to bring every alumni on board, of course, without throwing away the core values we were raised with. But we want to be able to bring everybody in who is doing something amazing outside there, and see how we can synergize and make the best out of the alumni. Out of all of the things we have done so far, we can still do better, and we can leverage on the wonderful things that people are doing individually and try to form synergies, value-adding collaborations, and try to bring everybody in such that they will be able to add value to the alumni, and at the end of the day, will become better for it.
Okay, so Nana, do you want to take the question as well?
Well, I agree with him that Samir and the ongoing VP Comms, they've done a very good job. But of course, we need to create that synergy within the association, within the CU alumni, and of course, with Common University. That synergy is not there. We're still fighting to ensure that it's happening. So for me, one of the things I'm going to do is to ensure that that synergy is there, that communication within the association, the Eagles, and of course, Common University is there. Very important. And of course, collaboration, coming together to ensure that we do things. Like I said, I'm all about community, building that community. And if the people themselves that you're doing the community are not excited, then you're just wasting your time. So for me, I'm going to ensure that that community thing happens, where we're going to do synergy through events, through communication events, networking, and of course, at least ensuring that we are all working together as one family.
Awesome, thank you. I think Moji has something to say, and then we'll proceed after that. We'll take the.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Simpe. You're doing amazing. And to our candidates, Femi and Nena, you're doing very well. We love it. We love it. But we want a bit more energy because we understand the sensitivity of this role. And we know that you guys have the energy, but you're just packaging. Like we said, it's not a debate. So don't be tense. Just be calm. Give us all the energy you have. Femi is nodding. Then I smiling. And we also want the chat room to keep buzzing. Like I want to feel like I'm in a physical space with everyone on this call, on this call right now. So we want a lot more energy. Just give us still be calm, no pressure. It's not a debate. We're not throwing punches. No, we're calm, we're egos, and we're friendly people, but we want more energy in the room. And the chat room, please keep buzzing. We are loving this. Thank you so much, Nena and Femi, so far. Now over to you, Cynthia. Let's keep going. Let's keep the conversations going. I'm loving it.
Good. All right. Thank you for upping the energy. Looking forward to the responses to the next set of questions. So, Nena, question for you. How do you intend to monitor news related to the community so we can validate the value within us?
Sorry, come again. I didn't hear you.
How do you intend to monitor news related to the community so we can validate the value within us?
Well, for me, I believe that one way to do that is, of course, always confirm the information you get. And of course, having the right people in positions that you know that you can get the right information. So for me, I'm going to work with people in different, especially like the flight leads, because I know we have them, work with them to ensure that whatever information we have out there, we're spreading it to them. Whatever information we're getting to is confirmed before we go out spreading it out to everybody in the community. So for me, I'm going to ensure that I work with people in the different spaces, like the flight leads, I'll work with them. And with other strategic people, I know that, okay, I can get information from to confirm any information before we send it out. That for me is one of the ways I'm going to do that. Then, of course, online, we're going to also use stuff like newsletters to get information. Do, of course, surveys, also send out information to confirm things from alumni and from everybody else. Those are the ways I'm going to ensure I confirm information before I send it out to the whole community.
All right. Could you take the same question, Femi? 90 seconds, max.
Okay, I think for me, an additional thing we'll probably just do to consolidate on what the current executive has done is to drive a kind of awareness campaign to sort of reorientate our members first, regardless of how you feel about the alumni, regardless of how you feel about the school, okay? When an information comes, we need to first seek clarification or confirmation before we retreat or before we join the bandwagon on social media and begin to lash at the school or at the alumni association, only to now find out later that, oh, this was not exactly how it has been presented. So I think one thing we'll need to activate. I know Twitter is, even though it has been banned in Nigeria, but I think Twitter is a more responsive platform where people can just, tag you and then you quickly respond to that. So one of the things I hope to do is to have a 24/7 contact center, okay? We could have a dedicated WhatsApp line. And I'm hoping that one of the things that I hope to do is we'll get this WhatsApp line available. If we can get that WhatsApp line to be in virtually all class groups so that when an information comes up, it can quickly be confirmed or falsified. And then, of course, Twitter. But I think it begins with first reorientating our members because I think a number of persons are still living from the bad feelings. So whenever they just see anything about CU or alumni, they just want to broadcast it without confirming first.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Let's take one question. I think maybe we can actually start sourcing questions from the audience. I see a few are coming in. I know that we have a few more queued, which we need to start running through. Well, let's take maybe one more question for you. What are your plans for the first 100 days in office, Femi?
Okay. For me, of course, if I get elected in, there will definitely be an handover note, even though I'm coming in with my own ideas and my own views. There will definitely be an handover note. So the first thing to do within the first few weeks is to evaluate or to review or to understudy what will be handed over to me by the outgoing VP comms or corporate comms, and then do a kind of alignment with what I'm bringing on board. Of course, let me just say that I will keep acknowledging the current executive. I happened to run the last time in 2019, and after the result came out, I had to give my speech of expressing my solid support to the current executive, and a number of the things I had listed out on my manifesto, I had to communicate. Of course, we talked afterwards. And when it came to this period, I was amazed to find out that literally 80% of what I listed then, beginning with rebranding of the alumni, trying to drive the social media revamping and all of that, a number of those things have been done. So if I get elected in, of course, I will review the handover notes that will be passed across to me by the outgoing VP Coms, and then try to align that with what I have. But if there is anything that we'll do first, is to see how to drive accessibility. And that begins with our website and our communications and our communication channels. Okay, people must be able to access, or we must be able to give instant and responsive, answers to their requests, information. We must be able to meet it right on time.
Thank you. Thank you. Nana, tell us about your 100 days in office in 90 seconds.
For my 100 days in office, the first thing I'm going to do is start working on the online community. So I know we already have one that the current VP Communications have created. I'm going to intensify the information there, the activities there. So the next 100 days, I'm going to ensure that things are running in that online community and people are actually utilizing that platform. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure I'm working out with my ESCOs to ensure that things like the events we're going to coordinate, like we're going to do like online summits, we're going to do offline summits, and of course, we're going to have networking events. I'm going to start working with my team to ensure that we have done at least one or two within the 100 days. And of course, another thing we're going to do is trying to upgrade our communication. That is through newsletters. I am a sucker for newsletters because they keep us informed. I'm going to make sure that our newsletters are up to date and keeping our alumni informed about the things that are happening in the headquarters of CUALA, and of course, among us as an alumni community. So those are the ways I'm going to do in the next 100 days.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I think we'll start taking even more questions from the audience, which some have come through, and we hope that more will come through. Some of the questions I think have been answered in one way or the other for the people in the audience. So if you want to watch, get their responses, this is going to be saved on YouTube. So go watch the replay. Let's take one question here. And I think some of them are particularly addressed to the candidates. So one to you, Femi. How practical is a 24/7 contact center at this point? Is there data to support such decision?
Okay. Well, I currently live on campus, and I literally have access to internet 24/7. Just like I mentioned earlier, what keeps me awake all night. So if I may say, within 24 hours, maybe I barely have 5 hours of sleep. Of course, I don't expect somebody to wake up at 2 a.m. To call. Okay, but that's just to say that even if it's not going to run 24 hours, that's just to say that at least during the business hours of the day and even late into the night. Okay, because as I'm talking to you, I'm still in the office. And as I'm in this meeting, I'm responding to some alumni requests, okay, that had come earlier in the week or last week. Okay, so saying 24/7, literally mean that it will run 24 hours a day. Okay, but I'm telling you that out of that 24 hours, you're likely going to get 18 hours of availability. And whatever question that comes in, okay, you're going to get literally an instant response, all things being equal. Thank you.
All right, question for you, Nana. Thank you, Femi. 1 minute as well. Nana, you said you were going to ensure synergy between the association, the Eagles, and the university. What are your exact strategies based on your observations about the ill synergy amongst these three variables?
So for me, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a survey. Survey to ask questions about how do you think we can actually improve our communication with the association and of course with the Eagles and of course with school. Because the truth is that if you don't understand what the problem is, how can you solve it? So for me, I'll send out a survey to ask those questions, and based on the questions that we get, we're going to find out how we can actually solve that problem, because communication is very key. And that's one of the things that's really lacking amongst us. So for me, I will elicit the information from all the all the sources, especially from the alumni and from the Eagles, and find a way we can actually solve that problem and synergize everything together.
Awesome. Thank you. So we have another question, but this is for both of you. Someone said we both, and I think it's just related to this one, they both talked about creating a synergy within the community. What reasons do you think are responsible for the gaps, and what small change would you make to bring a big difference, or tackle first to make a difference, and why? Nene, go for it before Femi.
I'm going to repeat what I said before. I need to find out what that problem is. So I have to elicit that question from people. By the time I get that, I know, okay, how can I solve this problem with my team to ensure that that synergy is actually happening? When we know the roots of the problem, we know how to solve it. So for me, it's about finding the problem and, of course, finding how to bring it together and solving that problem. So that's my answer.
Okay, Femi, do you want to take this 1 minute?
Okay, all right, for me. Like I tell my colleague, we cannot detach, in quotes, the experiences people had while they were students on campus, which they are still, holding on to. That even in the face of something that would benefit or that they can add to their association, people still allow the remembrance of. So what we're going to do is to try to get people to come in, and we propose value to them by first beginning with excellent service delivery. I've had person change their mind when they applied for transcript and they got it on time. And they're like, oh, so you mean alumni can do this? And their orientation changed and they decide to be part of the alumni, even offering to come and play their own part.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Femi. We could go on and on, but we do have a lot of questions. Again, the candidates are campaigning. So if you have any question, feel free to ask them on our Facebook group or on Instagram and the different channels that they've made available. We need to move on now just so we can have a conversation with the last set of people. I understand it's midnight in some places. So thank you, Femi and Nena. I wish you all the best out there. Looking forward to us digitally thumbprinting for you. But of course, do have fun. And hope that the best person for now wins. Over to you, Koji, to run us to the end of the session. Yeah.
Thank you
for having me.
So much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cynthia. You have done a fantastic job engaging both our candidates, Nena and Femi, for the role of Vice President, Corporate Communications, a very, very sensitive role because we understand that Covenant University's reputation is always in the press, always. So at this point, both of you, I'll be asking, but first I'll ask Nena. Nena, can you please run us through your manifesto in 5 minutes? Your manifesto for Vice President, Corporate Communications Office. Your time starts now. Yes, over to you now.
Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to ask myself questions and I'm going to give it back to you. So the first question is, what do I hope to achieve? And I hope to achieve two things. One, to bridge the communication gap between CU Eagles and the association and also with common university management. Two, to position CUALA as one of the top university associations in Nigeria and Africa through media platforms, partnerships, organizations that resonate with our CU core values. Then number three, why am I unique? I mean, what makes me special? Why am I vying for this position? And I'm going to share 3 things of why I believe I am good for this position. This is my unique selling point. And one, I'm a community builder. One of my strengths is building relationships, especially through networking and collaboration. And my aim with CUALA is to use the skill to build an online community where Eagles can network and collaborate together, thereby fostering great relationships. Part of the plan is to organize events, both online and offline, that will help connect and create opportunities among CU Eagles. Because if we work with ourselves together, we help ourselves grow. Then another thing I'm very good at is I'm a visibility strategist. As a visibility strategist, one of my core strengths is building brand visibility and sustainability. And with this skill, the aim is to build a positive brand image for CUALA among CU alumni, the media, and partners with other organizations. And the goal is to position CUALA as one of the top university associations to be reckoned with in Nigeria and in Africa. Another thing I'm good is I am a communicator. One of my superpowers is consistent communication. I find joy keeping people informed, answering people's requests, and directing them appropriately. So my aim with CUALA is to upgrade our resource center through e-newsletters, our websites, to ensure there's access to seamless information among CU Eagles. Then the next question is the challenges and the office we're having. What are the challenges? And one of the main challenges I noticed is that CUALA, CU alumni, and Common University, that communication gap is missing. There's lack of synergy among each parties. And with my office and my fellow ESCOs, I hope to bridge this gap through our various online and offline activities. Then here are the 2 things you can use to judge my performance at the end of my tenure. 1, the creation of an effective and efficient community, both online and offline, that will foster networking and collaboration among CU Eagles, Common University, and the association. Then number 2, CUALA will be recognized as one of the top university associations in Nigeria and Africa. I'm looking forward to ensuring that I make this happen because my manifesto is think CUALA, think Eagle, think community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nena. However, you still have a few more minutes. Would you like to say a few more things about your manifesto and what you hope to do in your 2 years in office if you are elected as Vice President, Corporate Communications?
If I am elected, I'm definitely going to do better than Somi and his team. That's for sure. I'm going to upgrade it and make it much better. I'm going to like, come on, guys. Why am I nominated? Because I know I can do this role. They have done amazingly well. Don't get me wrong. In fact, they're the ones that inspired me to say, okay, now you can't do this. So I'm going to upgrade and make it much better because communication is important. And I know we've all had our issues with one thing or the other, but we're going to make this work together. So guys, nominate your girl. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nena. I love that energy right there. Thank you so much. So just before I have Femi come up for his manifesto, I just want to let everyone online know that right after this, we'll take a final segment for the night, which is for Vice President Finance. So please don't go anywhere. We have our finance people in the house that will be speaking to them and getting to know them on a more personal level. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will be handing over, excuse me, to Femi Odushote to run us through his manifesto. Femi, over to you. You have 5 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Again, I want to appreciate the current Vice President Corporate Communications for what they have been able to do. But coming on board, if I get elected, I'll be how to make the official CUALA website a more resourceful hub with on-the-go access to information. Okay, I know we have a lot of information currently on it, but we want to make it on the go. We want to make it seamless such that you literally do not need to call Femi Odushote if he happens to be the VP Corporate Communication. You probably will not need to call the admin in the CUALA office, okay? The website should be able to meet your information needs. So we want to make it a more resourceful hub. We'll also be reinforcing our existing communication channels and platforms, our emails, our social media platform, okay? Consolidating more on the instant messaging platforms, the WhatsApp, the Telegram, for optimal and timely dissemination of information and promoting closer interaction and collaboration among all members across all classes and social statuses. One thing I kept reiterating for the current VP Communication, because I'm in his team one way or the other, is you find out, for me personally, a lot of persons are not, as they grow older, their activity on social media, particularly Facebook, and what have you, sort of reduces, okay? Aside the fact that, of course, those platforms also consume a lot of data. But what I know is that people are more active on all these instant messaging platforms, particularly WhatsApp and Instagram. So is there a way we can, also explore, consolidate on the existing communication platform, which is our email, social media, and all of that, by going directly on WhatsApp. Of course, that has been done. So we're going to consolidate more on that. And what I said is that we're going to be creating a 24/7 contact center for CUALA with a dedicated, direct and responsive WhatsApp number. What I hope to do, or what I will be proposing if it's going to be approved, is that, of course, we want to try to see if we can get particularly all the class reps that are, every Igbo that has ever been a class rep passing through Covenant University, because I want to believe they have a class group. So we'll be proposing that the WhatsApp number be added so that, people can have instant and timely responses to their information needs. Of course, we want to be able to also curate all the existing and relevant documents that concern CUALA, okay? The CUALA Constitution, the operational manuals, the chapter handbooks, the electoral guideline, and publish them online to also ensure secured, easy access to them. Of course, our website is secured. Not just anybody can come to the website. Once you're coming to the website, I notice you'll be asked to provide your matric number, okay? So if we already guarantee the secured, easy access to the website, then there's nothing holding us back, making all of this information available so that people can really be well informed about the association, the structure, and how the operation runs. And then in driving collaborations, okay, I know on the website and in CUALA we've curated our businesses. We have a business directory. I think what we have not done is a professional directory to curate what our different persons are doing. I mean, you know how many persons who are pilots in CUALA, even though the Covenant University never offered piloting. I know about 3 Eagles who fly for Air Peace, and because of them, I usually patronize Air Peace. I know a lot of Eagles who are senior officials in the Nigerian police. I've had to deal with one person when I had, a case. I have Eagles who are lawyers. Even somebody who studied MIS in my class is now a barrister. So we want to be able to bring all of those professional persons together and have them, curated on our website so that when I need or an Eagle needs the services of a professional, okay, and we have an Eagle who does that, we can easily link that person up to the person that offers such services. Also, we want to be able to up-brand the current image of the alumni. I know a number of Eagles who are into corporate communications and branding. We'll just reach out to them. Of course, if their services will be offered at the fee, of course, we will lobby them, and we hope that out of their kind-heartedness, they will be able to, help us to see, okay, in what way can we improve the brand profile of the alumni currently. And of course, we want to be able to put in place a timely and effective feedback and response system to information needs and inquiry. And of course, for our collaboration, we want to be able to propose and drive value-driven and rewarding corporate and public relationship among Eagles and with the external context. If we want to take the alumni to the international scene, are we beginning to relate with, external bodies, government agencies, organizations, and of course, with all of that, I'm sure they will be able to achieve all of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Femi and Nena. Thank you so much for sharing your manifesto with us and with the voters who are here online, who want to listen to you and who are about to make their voting decisions. Thank you so much. Can I just have you guys, my audience, just applaud them, just encourage them in the chat room. Let's have some energy. I want some energy in the chat room. Thank you so much, Nena. It's been amazing speaking with you. Thank you so much, Femi. It's been amazing speaking with both of you. Thank you so much. Guys, remember that you have to complete a registration to enable you vote. So it's not enough that you're here listening to them, but to make your vote count and to make your voice heard for the position of Vice President Corporate Communications for CUALA, you have to complete your registration. The link was dropped earlier. It will be dropped again in the chat room for anyone who hasn't done that right now. So after this session, after this segment, we'll go on a 2-minute break, a very short break, just to allow the final candidates get ready for their own chat. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the energy. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. I love an engaging audience. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So we'll go on a 2-minute break before we then come back to take our final candidates for the night. It's going to be fire. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, guys. Just 2 minutes. I will be right back. Thank you, Nena. Thank you, Femi. All right.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing from your manifesto. All right.
And I do what make me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. I might be rough around the edges, maybe yes. I keep it nappy and I do what make me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. self-preservation, self-elevation. These kind of these they deserve celebration. No hesitation, no reservation. Go for the big leagues, no relegation. Let's celebrate life, kick back and take 5, and give thanks to the source that create life. To see a sunset or see a sunrise, and see my son born with these same eyes. To see my son smile bright in every gray sky. He's growing so fast, that's why every day I give it 100, now stop at 90. Praise the Almighty, the Father and 90.
I'm feeling blessed, oh. Say tonight me and my guys we go down, baby. Whoa, 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 whoa. Say tonight man no go stress, oh. Say tonight me and my guys we go down, baby. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow alumni members. Welcome back from the commercial break. We had just listened to, so we've had 2 segments for those who are just joining us. We've listened to the Vice President for Careers. We've listened to the Vice President candidates for corporate communications. And now for the final segment tonight, it's my honor and privilege to introduce our candidate for Vice President Finance. Someone is asking for small chops in the chat room. It's okay. We're going to serve you virtual small chops. Drum rolls, drum rolls. I'm loving the energy. We have Tolu Alade, Accounting 2014 for Vice President Finance. Please, let's support our candidates in the chat room. Drum rolls, virtual claps. I want some energy. Her manifesto is driving us into a brighter future of financial growth, stability, and transparency. And then for our second candidate, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to introduce Lolade Ajayi. Lolade Ajayi is Accounting 2007. She's contesting for Vice President Finance. Her manifesto is pivoting through people, partnerships, and performance. I'm loving the energy. Oh my God, you guys are fantastic. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I will be handing over to Cynthia to engage our 2 candidates for Vice President. Oh, I'm loving this, Vice President Finance. Over to you, Cynthia.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here for the 3rd segment, which is the end of today's KYC. You know, I like the tune of KYC. It sounds like, you know, I mean, the KYC we do for MTN and Co, but this is actually for our candidates. So Tolu and Lola, they're so lovely seeing your faces here, and we're looking forward to knowing you better today. You know, if there's anything that's exciting for everyone, it's also, you know, money talk. We like money, and we see a bit of pay your dues coming from both of you. So we hope that you can convince us today to work with you, and we will make us pay money later. All right. So we're trying to do an icebreaker for both of you, and this one is interesting, right? Did you go to CU? It's a jam question, but yes or no?
Yes.
Lola, I need to hear you. Okay, great.
Yes, we
All
did.
right, let's do this exercise. Are you ready? This is our icebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with you, Tolu. So one of the things that they make us do in CU is to sing the anthem when it's time for, you know, different things, right? So like, let's say there's a seminar or something. So we're going to do it. So one line, you throw it back at each other and I'll tell you when to stop, okay? Guys, if you're in the comment section, join them on CU as well, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Who is going to give us the what's it called? The tune. Okay, start.
Na, 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 na.
Oh, great.
Na, 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 na.
Great. Uh-huh.
Becoming a generation.
Lola, do you?
Pursuing excellence. That's all I know. I'm sorry.
Next, take it.
We did to reinvent it to
throw it back.
Fire. oaths,
Mm.
obeying rules to rules, making kings of you, flying high, covenant wings.
Oh, I know this
Wisdom's
part.
call.
Wisdom
Oh yeah.
calls for change. Da, 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 da,
Inspired by
da,
fire,
da, da.
with courage, marching on in
Na,
rainbow.
na.
Just for
For
glory.
glory.
And right on time. All right, thank you so much for that. For me, that's a bit nostalgic hearing and seeing the community do that and hearing you sing it as well. Don't worry, Tolu, it doesn't count against you. And Lade, I really like the soundtrack. Okay, so let's start with a couple of questions. So we're going to test your personality, your passion, and the position you're up for. And of course, you'll be talking about your manifesto. So one question for you, we're going to start with you. Who started? Okay, yeah, Lolade, because you started the soundtrack, Tolu, we're going to start with you. All right,
Okay.
so Tolu, someone comes to you, an alumni, and they say, hey, Tolu, I need to get, I need to pay I want to pay my alumni fees, but I don't have it. It's so weird. Like, this is actually a practical question. How would you treat that? Now, the only thing I want you to say here is I don't want you to talk about, don't be serious about the office right now. Think of other ways to cajole this person to pay the fees.
So the first thing is, dues are optional. And if someone says they want to pay dues, 90 seconds, okay. So if someone wants to pay dues and they say they don't have the money for it, that's okay. Dues is just a medium by which you can contribute to the community. So it's fine if you want to pay dues and you don't have the money. There are other ways you can contribute to the community. And what I would actually do is encourage the person to say, okay, what's your skill set? How do you think you can add value to the community beyond deals? Because it's contributing to the community is more than just the financial contribution. So it's okay not to have the money. You can contribute value to the community with the non-financial things. You can sign up for the mentoring thing, for example, or you could join one of the teams of the directorate, whatever it is, and that would just count. And it should be, it's still a heart of service, and that's fine.
Okay, do you have 40 seconds to go? Do you have any other thing that you could do?
No.
All right.
That's just it.
But tell us, how would you go about this? Is not the overly serious one, but how would you cajole me to pay my dues? See, I've just been owing, this is scenario, guys. Don't. All right, 90 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So I'm aligned with what Tolu has said. The dues are not compulsory. It's a voluntary activity, and it just shows your contribution towards building the alumni. So it's fine if you don't have the finances to make the payment, but if you do have the finances, there are many more reasons why you should contribute. One, we are making a positive impact to the alumni body as a whole, and two, visibility. So if we are visible with you in terms of how well we're spending the funds that we receive, and we're accountable to it as well, that will further encourage you also to pay your dues as well. And then where you see where you're getting the benefits, where you see that our activities are benefiting you, I think that paying dues will just be a no-brainer. So basically that's it.
Okay, great. All right, so let's take a few more questions here. So now one of the things that people want to understand is why you chose to run for this office, right? What's the motivation? You could have chosen not to run. You could have gone for any other thing, but why are you running for this office? Let's start with you, Lorade. You have 90 seconds for that.
Okay, thank you. So first and foremost, for me, it's about giving back to my foundation. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it is what it is. Last year, I embarked on a mentorship program, and one of the mentors spoke to me. She spoke about my experience and how I can give back to the community at large, and I should start from my alumni. And I was really inspired, and I moved on to joining the pioneering mentorship program, where I mentored a participant where I mentored the participant basically, and this opportunity presented itself, and I was like, wow, I have the skills, I have the experience, I have what it takes to make it work, and why not if not? So I just applied.
Okay, so let's go to you, 90 seconds for that.
All right then. I'm running for this position for two reasons. Number one is continuity. I currently serve as the Vice President Finance of the association, and within the past 2 years, I've had the opportunity to actually serve and implement structures in place, you know, and also design policies and execute activities that have just helped us to strengthen our financial position as an association. And at the point where we are, there's the agenda last year was about building an alumni for all, and the focus was about just putting in structures in place to make sure that, you know, there's financial inclusion, and which was the reason why we came up with, we designed the online payment system so it's easy for Igbos around the world to make seamless payments. Now, this current tenure has been focused on, you know, just blocking those holes. And the reason why I'm continuing this, why I would like to continue in this position is just because now this is an opportunity to solidify the structures that have been put in place and actually do more. So focusing from just plugging the holes to actually now maximizing the solidified structures that we have to drive growth for the community. And like I said, it's continuity, just so that we don't have a break, and then we can just have a very seamless transition going forward.
So Lou, what does continuity mean for you? Does it mean continuing doing what you're doing right now, or what would you do differently? 90 seconds.
Okay, so continuity for me is more about now the things that we've done so far. What can we do differently, leveraging on the skills and the you know, the activities that we've implemented so far? Now, handing over, you know, would also be great. But then at the same time, there was so much lessons that we had to learn during the current tenure, and I've passed that learning curve. So now it's now a great opportunity to actually go transition and pivot beyond that learning curve that was experienced to actually implementing, you know, the growth opportunities that we want to see in the community. So that's what continuity is for me. And what will I do differently? Now I can now focus on actually building a team of volunteers that can actually start seeing what the finance role is all about, begin to plug themselves and begin to actually understand what it takes to actually run the directorate. And of course, begin to prepare themselves, whatever the skill set it is that is required, the experience, whatever learning it is, and grow towards becoming like greater candidates for the role.
Thank you. Lolade, for you, what would you do differently?
Okay, so first I will try to reduce the alumni's dependence on dues and look for more income generating activities for the alumni. So it could be through advertisements, it could be through investments in securities, it could be through alumni partnerships where we provide discounts to other alumni and get a commission of it. So just seeking out ways to generate more income for the alumni. I will also leverage existing assets as well to generate additional income for the alumni. What I would also do differently is transparency in terms of publishing the financial statements of the alumni. So I would like to, at this point, acknowledge the work that the outgoing VP Finance has done. What I will just do is to build on that and prepare proper financial statements that shows the inflows and the sources of the inflows as well, whether it's from investments or whether it's for alumni dues or interest income or anything. And then the expenses, what are we using the money for? Where is the money going into, you know, and then the overall profitability or deficit as the case may be, of course, but we have to be profitable. So I would also do that. The third thing I would do is drive inclusion. I will organize financial workshops. To do that, I would deploy surveys to everyone, find out what their pain points are, what their issues are generally, and then implement. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lolade. Question for you, Lolade, in seconds as well. In what way do you think the VP Finance role intersects with the VP Business And how do you intend to mine this relationship to drive impact within the Alumni Association?
Fantastic question, and it's actually part of my manifesto under partnerships. So I'll be working very closely with the VP business to ensure that there's a integration or close working together with alumni businesses. And how do I intend to do that? Discuss with alumni businesses to generate discounts and deals for other alumni members, so that they can access product services at a discounted rate as compared to where they would have gotten it outside. Also, what I plan to do is create programs for co-investing amongst alumni. So if I have an alumni that has the money and I have another alumni that has the ideas, I can bring them together, and then one sells the ideas to the other and the other invests. That way we're keeping the money inside, we're generating wealth internally. And then the third thing I will do is also leverage on strategic partnerships with organizations. So for instance, we can do like a group insurance now. For instance, we can liaise with an insurance company, get discounts on premiums and all that, and give everybody available, at a discounted rate from when they would have gotten it individually. So it's a working relationship, and it's not just business, it's all the other categories, because finance is the powerhouse. You need money to run your activities, and we need to generate money to do that. So yeah, it's everybody, including business. Thank you.
Thank you, Lalade. Not to be rude again, just because we're working with time, so we have to cut in. So let's go to you on that question as well. In your second tenure, in what way do you think the VP finance role intersects with the VP business, and how do you intend to mine this relationship to drive impact within the Alumni Association? All right, then. Thank you.
Now, actually, there was a point where the VP business and VP finance roles were actually like, it was just one person, and that's because there's that connectivity. And what I would say is, I'm going to just build on examples of things that we did during the current tenures, for example. Now, we have this program called the ENC, and the objective of this is to call the Eagles Nest Challenge. And what happens is that we have startups in the community actually come and talk, so it's sort of like Lion's Den conversation, where they have like mentorship and all of that, and then they are giving grants based on the success that they have. So these are examples of programs that we would actually build upon. Like Lolade mentioned, I mean, it's for us to partner with the VP business and try to identify what are those key activities that would drive value for the community. When we're talking about business, we have a lot of business entrepreneurs within the organization, and these people, some of them need loans, they need grants, they need mentorship, they need like people that can show them the ropes. So what I'm going to do is now for these programs and activities, raising funds to actually support them so that it's successful. And then secondly, maximizing the HNIs we have within our network, because we really do. So these people, how can you plug in and actually contribute back? Some people would rather not pay dues. When you say pay donations, they don't really see the cost for it. But these HNIs, when they see that it's actually adding value to a business, they are more encouraged to, give back to the community. These people could also even serve on the panel as well. So these are just examples of, the conversations that we're going to have with the VP business, and of course, keep working together to, give value to the community.
Awesome. Thank you, Tulu. So we're going to take another question for you. And can I ask the people in the audience to start using the Q&A feature to submit your questions that we are going to read out to our candidates. If you have anyone directed at any of them, feel free to mention the name and then we'll read it out, okay? All right, so one question that people are, Tulu, you've been running the office for the past 2 years, and there's also another 2 years. How do you intend to balance work life and the alumni position that you are currently occupying, but also for another 2 years?
Okay, it's simple. I've done it once excellently, and I can do it again. Now, when I was going to take up this role when I was nominated in 2019, availability was not even an issue, because I mean, I'd learned before then to always segment my life based on importance and priority. And I give time to what is really important. So when I took up the role in 2020, it was seamless for me. Why? Because I also lead in some other voluntary capacities across some other organizations. And I was able to do that. Of course, when I took up the VP role, I had to step down some of my commitments. But while I was here, I mean, I had time to even visit Covent University to meet with critical stakeholders. I was able to attend programs like TTG, inducting the new Eagles into the community. So I make out time. And now we're working from home. It makes me more flexible. All I need to do is make sure that I'm efficient at my job. I know that this is my deliverable in my day job, and I get it done. Whether I'm working on the road or I'm working in the middle of the night, as long as I get it done. So I'm able to do that. And time management skill, very important. That is something that over time in my life, I've been able to build on it. So I don't struggle with managing different activities together, and I don't drop the ball. That's just who I am. So if I'm saying I can do this again for the next 2 years, I can do it seamlessly. I've done it before. I can do it again. I have great time management skills, and I am very efficient when it comes to doing my work, which gives me that flexibility of time to allocate the time that is required and help me to be committed to whatever it is that I want to do again. And like I said, traveling to Otta is not beans, but I make out time to go there because it is important, and I know I can do it again. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Tolu. Lolade, how do you intend to balance your time, work life with the role?
Okay, thank you very much. By virtue of my current job, I tend to juggle multiple engagements. So it's going to be another engagement. It's going to be easy peasy. Basically, what I plan to do is leverage to empower the in-house resource, first of all, to be able to run the finance function, providing guidance to the person. That's one. Then two, what I also plan to do is leverage technology. We're working from home, work is moving. So I expect that work will also be moving from Otta from Otta. So we will communicate, virtually every day, or not necessarily every day, maybe every week, have a weekly meeting, set targets for the week, run with it, follow up with you on updates and all that. So we'll do that, that's fine. Also, I will also oversee it and provide leadership. So whatever is being done, of course, has to go through me. So I will make our time to also do that as well. Juggling multiple priorities hasn't been an issue for me at my place of work currently, and I'm able to handle multiple things at the same time. Just a brief background on what I have been doing. So apart from the fact that I work with KPMG, I also am an associate of Wimbies and Whisker as well. I'm a non-executive director for an NGO, which care affairs, which involves taking care of disabled people. So I'm juggling multiple things basically, and I'm able to do that without dropping the ball. So this is just going to be another achievement for me, when accepted into the office. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lolade. Question for both of you. How do you intend to, and we'll start with you, Lolade, how do you intend to control and evaluate the association's fundraising plans and capital structure? You have 90 seconds for that.
Okay, thank you. So basically, we will come up with a budget, because that's the foundation. If we want to do a fundraising, we need to know how much we're expecting and how much we're going to spend, and if and do a cost benefit analysis to say, is it actually going to be worth it at the end of the day? So once we do a budget and we know what we want to spend, then we go ahead and implement. So it's just to ensure that all the expenses or expenditure are in line with budget, so that we don't exceed budget and overrun. For fundraising activities, it involves, of course, time apart from money as well. So in terms of the logistics agenda, everything has to be done in place. Everything is fine. And then in terms of honorarium, whoever is coming, maybe the guest speaker or something, you need to plan for that. So I think basically, generally, it just has to do with proper financial planning. So if you have a fundraising event, you need to plan for it, ensure that you have enough funds, to do it, and ensure that it's going to be strategic and worth the while at the end of the day. So once you're able to do your cost benefit analysis as well as do your budget, then you're good to go on implementation.
Could you take
Thank
this
you.
question? Thank you, Lolade. Could you take the same question too?
The capital structure?
Yes. Do you want me to? I could recap the question as well if you want.
All right, please do.
Yes. How do you intend to control and evaluate the association's fundraising plans and capital structure? You have 90 seconds for that.
Okay. All right. So for the fundraising plan, I mean, the first point of call is to even identify what's our targets. Like we say, if you don't know where you're going, different roads will look like the way to you. So fundraising, what's our targets? What's our objective? What do we want to achieve? And then by doing that, then we identify what are the possible sources of generating these funds. Now, I'm going to use an example of how we went about this during the current tenure. So, I mean, by the time we come up with what the target is and what the budget is for the activity that we want to execute, then we identify what approach do we want to do. Do we want to go the route of, meeting classes? Do we want to go by programs? Do we want to go by HNIs? Whatever it is. And then we come up with a structure to say, this is how we want to go about it. And then once we do that, then we begin to, just issue out communication to make sure that we generate the funds that we need. So evaluating the fundraising plan is more about, you already have a target. So it's easy to, observe how are we performing according to targets. 20% today, 30% today, and then we see how we're moving. Now for the capital structure, I mean, we don't borrow. We learned from our source, right, that we don't borrow. So the organization is actually largely equity financed, right? We just run based on our asset value. So what we do is just we make sure that we keep on growing our financial reserves to make sure that we're financially stable and sustainable as an organization. And that's it. So it's just keep evaluating this and make sure that we are good to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's start with you, Tolu. How would you measure success at the end of your next 2 years?
How many seconds do I have? Okay, 90.
90.
All right. Okay. So the first for me, I'll start with dues. Dues payments optional. So it's, and paying dues is like one of the things that people, it's like something that just makes you feel like you are very connected to something. So now that dues are optional, it's now up to, the executive team, of course, I'm partnering with them to say, how can we add value to the community that would actually encourage people to pay dues? Now, we noticed a drop in dues revenue before we came in and when we came, because then dues were compulsory. But now we've been seeing a ramp up because people are seeing the value that we are adding. So one key thing for me would be, I want us to have at least a 40% growth in dues revenue, because it just shows that people are actually seeing the value. Some people have this money, they just don't see the reason why they need to pay for it. So that's one. Number two success factor for me would be, how much are we able to leverage on technology to actually wrap up our processes? We've started doing that, going online banking, online payment services, online payment for people that want to pay to the organization. We've started this. And what I want to see is the fact that, by the end of the day, let all our activities be so intertwined that on just one software, you're able to see how we are performing across board. So number one, increase in dues revenue. And then number two, ramping up technology. And number three, how well are we able to also grow our alternative sources of revenue, investment income, particularly. So those would be the three success factors for me.
Thank you. Lolade, how would you measure your success in the role after 2 years?
Okay, thank you. I'll take it in line with my 3 pillars: people, partnerships, and performance. So in terms of people, I plan to organize a financial workshop, one every quarter at the minimum, to discuss the pain points in alumni business issues. So I'll conduct a survey, of course, find out what the pain points are, and develop a bespoke or customized training workshop, that will address some of these pertinent issues and ensure that alumni businesses are running smooth still. Also, another key achievement for me would be, in terms of partnerships, would be the number of strategic alliances that we're able to develop. in the next 2 years. So in terms of partnerships, what are how many people are we able to partner with to ensure that we are also generating income for the alumni and getting discounted services for the alumni as well. So it's both ways. It's a win-win for all. Win-win for the alumni, win-win for the association. In terms of performance, as my predecessor said, it's just to continue to leverage existing assets to generate income and also seek for additional ways to raise income. So for instance, we can look for grants, write projects. We could be on women empowerment or school refurbishment or cancer awareness, just write a proposal, and send it to these foundations that give money. So you have your Bill Gates Foundation, Faith Foundation, Mastercard.
Okay.
So
okay. Yes, time is up. Yeah. So let's take the final question. Actually, it's been really difficult picking a final one because we have so many questions for you ladies, but like we encourage in the other sessions, there are the campaigns going on in the group and on Instagram. So feel free to engage your candidates if they haven't responded to any of the questions that you have here today. So let's take the final question, and I'm going to read this one. This question goes to both candidates. Alumni of universities in UK, America, etc. usually give an average of 20% tuition rebate for undergraduate and postgraduate studies. Would does CUALA be bankrupt should it involve in giving rebate to intelligent, indigent students?
So who's going first?
So Lolade, let's go with you. 90 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Well, unfortunately, we don't have an overview or oversight on the finances of the alumni, which is something that I plan to change. So I cannot tell you how much the alumni is making in terms of revenue from dues and other sources. But at the top of my head, if I do a quick calculation, there are 20,000 alumni from inception to date, 4,000 naira every year. That's 80 million per year. If everybody pays, we can do it. We can actually give the scholarships if everybody pays. For me, the problem is not, and for me and most people, don't let me just personalize it. The problem is not paying dues. The problem is visibility, transparency, seeing where the money goes to. If the money is going for a just cause, why not if not? So it's possible, it's doable. We won't be bankrupt. There'll be definitely other ways to generate revenue. We're working, well, it's something that is in the pipeline. We'll develop strategies around that, implement it such that even if the alumni dues are not enough, there's a buffer, for that. But we need to give back. That's the mandate, of the alumni. There's no alumni without giving back to the university. So if it's by way of scholarship, we will make it happen. If it's to raise funds, we'll raise the funds, but it is doable and it will be doable. Thank you.
Thank you. I know our timer started a bit late, but thank you for wrapping up on time as well. So Tolu, would you like to take the same question, or could you answer that for us in 90 seconds?
Oh yeah, definitely. So the first thing I'll say is that the records are actually available. So when it comes to transparency on a biannual basis, it's actually included in our, reports to the community. So I think I'll just encourage everyone that hasn't been getting it to just sign up. I know, part of my 90 seconds. And then secondly, we also even have audited financials up until 2020, independent audits that have been done and have been published as well. So for anyone that hasn't been getting this information, just make sure that you're signed up to our mailing list to get them. Now, the question, yes, it is very doable. And I would actually say that we actually have an endowment fund that is being developed. And this was passed on to me from the prior administration, and that's what we've been building on as well. So the objective of this endowment fund is to hit 100 million by 2030. And the objective is that we want from that fund to actually be dedicated to tuition support, as well as even the business support for our Eagles. And that's what we'll be building on. But that aside, as some of us are aware, we've also been doing the tuition support programs that we've been supporting by raising additional funds for them. So it's something that the alumni can do, but we're a growing community and we have to set up these structures in place to make sure that it is sustainable over a long period of time. But once we get the structures right, we are good to go on this. And yes, we can do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So thank you, Tolu and Lolade. First of all, I know a couple of people were asking what HNI is, and that has already been answered. That's high net worth individuals. I think that's the last question. So thank you for submitting the questions as well to our family, alumni family. We've been taking some questions from what you submitted. Lolade, Tolu, I'm wishing you all the best. You both apply. I'm looking forward to, the day that we actually imprint our fingers, on your sheet. But thank you, and wishing you all the best out there. I'll hand over to Mojibade to wrap us up. Yeah, over to you, Moji.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. You've done a fantastic job engaging Tolu and Lolade. And at such a time like this, I'm more than proud to be an alumni of Covenant University, because listening to intellectually stimulating conversations, oh my God, like from careers up until the corporate communications and then finance, I'm like, whoa, almost like I was in Astor Rock just listening to Minister of Finance, just present their manifesto. But you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. But just before we wrap up, we'd like to listen to your manifesto, and I will be starting with Tolu. Tolu, please, over to you. In 5 minutes, can you please run us through your manifesto? Yeah, your time starts now.
All right then, thank you. So last year, this current tenure, what I started with was, just having transparency, building on transparency, and that was actually the key driver. And I mean, I was able to achieve that. So this time around, I have just 3 points that I want to achieve, and that's growth, stability, and of course, continuous transparency, because it keeps going on and on. On the growth aspect, how do we grow our community's financial reserves to make sure that even though it's not a profit-making organization, but it's a sustainable organization that will that will test time and actually live across several generations. Let's have structures in place that when people to come, they can build on this and just keep making our alumni great. So how do we grow our financial reserves in such a way that it keeps adding value to people beyond Eagles, to even undergrads and even our community, right? And what I'm saying is that I'm going to be more intentional about increasing our investment income. In the past 2 years, I was able to increase our investment income by over 300%. I had to be very intentional about that because deals became optional. I had to seek alternative ways to actually generate funds. And I had to also work with other VPs to say, what are the activities that we can implement that will add value to the community and encourage them to pay dues? This gave birth to the mentoring program that people had to pay to be a part of. This gave birth to civic clinic that people had to pay a part of because they saw the value add. So I'm going to continue partnering with even the new set of people. If I'm elected to come back into office, working with the new set of vice presidents and of course the president of the organization to keep thinking of ways we can add value so that the community can keep on being encouraged to contribute and help our ministry. And then secondly, optimizing the service delivery function of the secretariat, because that's like the powerhouse of our operations. They are the ones that process the transcripts and all of that. So how can we make sure that these people are more efficient so that when Eagles need services, they are attended to on time? In the past 2 years, we've been able to reduce processing time by 60%. We can do more. And we'll also be partnering with Covenant University to say, for transcripts, how can we ramp up the processing time so that people are more encouraged to pay for these things? And then third is, like I said, value add. So for the growth initiative, driving our investment income and alternative sources of revenue, adding value to the community so that people are encouraged to do more. And number 3, ramping up the service function of our secretariat so that they are more efficient and they can generate more service revenue. Number 2 is stability. Now, like I said, we have an endowment fund that was created years ago, and we've been building on that to strengthen our financial reserves so that the organization is financially stable, it is financially sustainable, and it can keep growing by itself. Putting things in place that will just keep adding to this. And one of that is, I designed a finance policy during this tenure just to make sure that a particular percentage of our revenue goes into this fund and it makes it sustainable over time. That's one thing. Number 2 is structures and policies. Without structures, without policies, without procedural manuals, it just gets scattered. But when you put the structures in place, you institutionalize these things. then it becomes easy for people to plug into it, run with it, and improve upon it. And then it also leaves less room for errors, for inefficiencies, and for fraud, of course. So these structures are also being developed, and I'm going to be strengthening them during this period. And finally is fund allocation. So this time around, I want us to actually be very intentional about allocating funds to our programs and activities. We don't have to be raising funds through like fundraising campaigns every time. How do we sustain ourselves to make sure that we can pay for these things and the organization will not feel like that pressure, that financial pressure? So that's for stability. And transparency, of course, I've been doing that and I just want to keep doing that. Like I said, we have audited financials up until 2020. By the end of this year, January, we're going to have another run for independent auditors come and look at our books. So we have that going on. And even on a biannual basis, in our biannual reports, we are publishing our financial highlights and our financial reports. This is how much came in. This was the revenue source. These are the expenses that were incurred. And even aside that, on a monthly basis, I also prepare financial reports to the Executive Council and the Board of Directors and the Board of Regents to say, this is the money that came in during this month and this is how it has been spent. And of course, we have an online payment process that is extremely transparent and is to build on that. So growth, stability, transparency, and that's for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tolu, for keeping to time. You ended right on time. And now, my pleasure to invite Lolade to present her manifesto. Lolade, over to you. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much once again for your time and for waiting this long for my wrap up. Basically, my manifesto is going to be hinged on 3 pillars. We have people, we have partnerships, and we have performance. But before I even move on to that, first of all, I will, when I get into office, I will do a current state assessment to say, where are we? And what are the gaps, and what needs to be resolved very quickly. So we'll do a rapid current state assessment to ascertain where we are for continuity basis, because of course it's not my agenda, another person's agenda. It's a continuation of what has been done. So based on that, we come up with a strategic plan on how we continue with what has been done, as well as implement my plans as well. So in terms of people, as I previously mentioned before, I plan to organize workshops once every quarter, to educate the alumni that has businesses generally, or the whole alumni basically, on accounting issues, tax issues, control issues, financial management issues. Also, I plan to conduct free health checks for alumni, select alumni businesses based on some defined criteria, which will be developed, when I get into office. Also, I plan to create an investment platform, to share with the alumni on competitive opportunities for wealth creation. And I know that there's no platform, and I can't just speak a platform into existence. So before we develop the platform, what will I do? Come up with the opportunities, leverage on our newsletter, to circulate the opportunities so that everybody is aware, financially aware on what to do to improve their current position, and then they can take it up from there. Also, I plan to do an all-inclusive approach to project selection and execution. So deploy a poll to say, these are the various projects that we have in the offering, and which one do you think we should prioritize? And based on that, we'll run with it. So in terms of partnerships, like I said before, it should just build synergy within alumni businesses and between the buyers, consumers to consumers, to say the companies, the alumni businesses that have product offerings and service offerings, how are we able to leverage on the relationship to get a discount for the alumni community? Of course, there's going to be a commission on that for the association as well. So we're making an alternative source of income. Individuals, alumni are getting discounted products and services, and it's a win-win for everyone. And then of course the alumni in businesses too are selling, they're earning money, so it's a win-win for everyone. Also, I plan to develop programs that will create opportunities for co-investment between alumni to generate internal wealth. So for instance, we have HNIs in the association, and then we have people with ideas, brilliant minds with ideas. How are we able to bring them together, to develop and invest in the alumni, to generate future income in that regard? And then the third thing is also corporate partnership, strategic partnership with corporate organizations. I mentioned before I was cut off, I mentioned seeking grants from foundations, Bill Gates Foundation, MasterCard Foundation, Faith Foundation, just to run projects. How well are we also able to leverage external resources as well? For the benefit of the alumni. And finally, in terms of performance, for transparency, it's okay. It's really good that we're auditing accounts. It's also a step further. You can take it a step further to publish the account so that everybody can see what's going on. Leverage existing assets to generate income as well. So we'll leverage the use of Eagles Hub. We can even use the Eagles Hub to facilitate the meetup between angel investors as well as alumni. I've also mentioned fundraising and seeking grants, standardization of finance policies and procedures. I was really excited to hear that the alumni now has finance policies in place. So it's just to ensure that we continue to implement it and ensure that it's continued. We continue to update it where applicable. Also leveraging technology for efficiency. So does the alumni currently have an accounting software that they use for bookkeeping? If not, how well are we able to leverage it? How well are we able to integrate payment of dues to our accounting software to ensure that we don't have reconciliation issues at the end of the day? So these are the things that I will do when I come into office if you elect me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I saw what you did there. Tried to wrap up right on time, but thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I particularly love the energy from both Tolu and Lolade. Thank you. You guys have been fantastic. And I also saw that the chat room was buzzing. Guys, please let's applaud both of them. Let's encourage both Tolu and Lolade in the chat room. We have just listened to our Vice President for finance. Money talks is very important. We know. Bam. So thank you.
That's
and
I'm
loving the energy. You guys are fantastic. You stayed up until this time. It just shows that, everyone here is a patriot and you're very, very interested in the success and in the progress of the CUALA. Thank you so much, everyone. All our voters and my fellow alumni members who have waited up until this time. You guys are phenomenal and you're fantastic. And I'd just like to applaud our candidates so far for today. We've listened to the candidates for Vice President position for careers, Adebayo Ajayi and Anu Oluwapo Adejoro. We've also heard from our Vice President candidate, Corporate Communications, excuse me, that's Nena Fakaya Smith and Femi Odushote. And just now, we just listened to our candidates for Vice President Finance. We had Lolade Ajayi and Tolu Alade. Thank you so much to all 6 of you. You guys were phenomenal. Thank you for being so passionate about the Covenant University Alumni Association. You guys are fantastic. Remember that your votes will only count if you have completed your registration. So please, I love the energy in the chat room. Let's carry that energy on board and complete your registration so that you can vote for your candidates. The energy in the chat room makes me want to sleep. Let's just sleep here, but you guys are great. We're not sleeping here, guys. Just to remind us, on Thursday by 8 p.m., we have our next session, and it's going to be hot, like really hot. On Thursday by 8 p.m., we have our Vice President Welfare, the candidates. We have Vice President University Relations and Vice President Business. You don't want to miss it. So please be here same time, 8 p.m. on Thursday. And come and root for your candidate, come and support, and come and listen to intellectually stimulating conversations from Eagles. I mean, I'm so proud to be an Eagle. You guys are awesome. Thank you for... Okay, I thought someone was saying something. Thank you so much. I look forward to the conversations on Thursday. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for staying. Do have a lovely, 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 lovely evening. And let's bring this same energy on Thursday and even more. And I'm just here giving a round of applause. And I'm thanking every member of my committee, of the team. I'm thanking Neraya, Cynthia. I'm thanking Gabriel. Thank you, Somi. Thank you so much. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much, Rotimi. You were at the back end. You were really, really incredible. Thank you so much. All right, guys. See you on Thursday. Shaya, do you have anything to say before we wrap up? Someone is talking about their song. Oh, Mr. Muiwa wants his song to be played. We'll play it. All right, but thank you so much, guys. Koala for all. Thank you, moderators. Well done to everyone. People are commenting in the comment section. I love it. See you guys on Thursday. Shaya, do you have any final announcements?
No, nothing from me. It was a fire session. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night and see you Thursday for the next round. Good night, everyone.
See you guys on Thursday. Good night. Have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you, our Global Alumni Committee. Good night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
London.
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my. Wise man said, follow the stars. There you shall find a piece of advice. If you hit your enemies, enemies shine. If you're not a friend of me, enter the light. Cause you can never kill my vibe. Got here with no sacrifices. Everything was taken, still had to make it. Vibe killer, me I no go take shit. Vibe killer, bloody somebody time. Protect my energy from your bad aura. Then my pastor say I be my healer, everything I desire. I go receive my rhythm, flow like a river. If you get yawa, come on go and sit down. I go just para, come off my jigger. I go just follow my dream. I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. You no fit kill, you no fit kill, you no fit kill my vibe. I see you watching my stories. I see you gauging my lifestyle. I see you watching my movements. This bad bitch bad every day. I know they look at your face. Bad man bad every day. Get on your knees and pray till you regain your faith. Vibe killer, bloody somebody time. Protect my energy from your bad aura. Then my pastor say I be my healer, everything I desire. I go receive my rhythm, flow like a river. If you get yawa, come on go and sit down. I go just para, come off my jigger. I go just follow my dream. I'm feeling vibes